What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6. We are live and direct, live in effect on this beautiful Sunday night. Was gone last week. Told y'all I had a lot of stuff to do. I've been doing a lot of work. So I had to take last Sunday off to get some rest. I was even up late last night, getting all the specifics of this Massachusetts trust together. So yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot of typing, a lot of devising and all that stuff. But we here tonight. We here tonight. It was nasty this weekend, man. It was cold. Jeez, I think it dropped down to like 12 degrees here, if I'm not mistaken, man, over here on the East Coast. I just remember it was warm, and then I just seen a whole bunch of planes flying across the sky, whole bunch of lines behind them. Then they turned out real thick, and the sun was blocked. And then the next day I looked, and it was waves and ripples, like the clouds were being, manipulated by some kind of radio wave or something. Next thing you know, it was high winds. Now it's like 12. Then it was 12 degrees. It warmed up today though, man. But I tell you what, it was crazy. So yeah, it's been a hell of a week for me. I've been doing a lot of reading. A lot of here and there stuff. A lot of running back and forth to the post office, that kind of thing. But we are here. What up, Civic Maker? What's going on? What's going on? My man Jimmy Bennett in the house. What up? What up? Sophia Gaff was good. Was good. Fred, nice to see you here. Vic Devon Doom, yes sir. My man Vic ready to rock. What up, Vic? Hip Hop Lit was good. Was good. Miscellaneous. What up? My man Mike. Yo, hit my email, Mike. I got some questions for you. Hit my email, man. It's always hard to find people's emails because when people message me, I don't be remembering what email is which because I get so many emails. But hit my email, man. I got some questions for you. Yes, indeed. What up, dear? Andrea, what's good? What's good? Yeah, I already got that up. You already know I'm on that. ACOG, what up? What up? ACOG Club Podcast. Listen, I want y'all to show some love to my man ACOG Club Podcast. He always shows love to the channel. He's always sharing the videos. Yo, go over to my man and bless him with a subscribe, man. He's trying to get his YouTube page moving. So hook my man up with a subscription, man. He's great peoples. He's a national just like we are. He's very heavily into the aspect of arms from the Second Amendment. So go give my man some love right there. Yeah, I do. I told you I was stupid busy, man. Like I was stupid busy. Just putting things together, man, running back and forth, trying to do the family thing. It was a lot. These days my time is so limited, it's ridiculous, man. I had people hit me up for consultations. I'm like, yo, I can't do no consultations till like the middle of February. I'm too busy. I got too many things to do right now. Trust the process. You already know, man. What up, Albert? Yes, indeed. King, what up? What up? What's good? Yes, sir. But yeah, like I said, it's been this week's been crazy, man. Paperwork, you know what I mean? Sending out mail, reaching out to people, handling business. It's just a lot. So we're back online. Also been trying to get back into I took a while off of training because I had messed my leg up, my knee. So I took some time off for that. And then schedule was a little rough, so I was doing that too. It's a lot. Yes, indeed. But definitely, yeah, my man Albert said, yeah, get the likes up, get the likes up. Yes, get the likes up. Please, everybody, hit the like button on the way in so we can continue to make this move. Go slide the video to anybody you think will be interested in this. If y'all are in any Telegram groups or if y'all are in any Facebook or whatever groups, slide the video to people who will be interested, man. Let's build the family up. Yes, indeed. All right, let's get to it, man. We have been out here. I haven't been on here, but I've been keeping my ear to the streets and seeing what's going on. It has been a lot of trickery and craziness in the last 2 weeks. I don't even know where to start. Look, if I forget anything, please remind me because we didn't had. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. All right, we gonna get to that. We didn't have people that was in the NFL come out and say that the whole thing was scripted. We didn't have that. We had when they do they practice in plays because if you think about it, really a play is something that you go to watch that actors are acting in. That's what plays literally are. So if you think about it, when they out there executing plays on the field and stuff, they put the terminology right in your face. You know what I mean? So a lot of people have known that this was the case for a long time. I just didn't know to what degree. You know what I mean? I always knew the refs were on the tape because there's a reason you're not allowed to interview any of the refs in the NFL. You know, everybody's talking about the Super Bowl next weekend. And there's even a rumor that the score from the Super Bowl had already been put out. I think it was like 37 or 34, or maybe it was 27 to 24, something like that. But the score for the Kansas City versus Eagles game was already put out. Now I don't know how true that is. You know what I mean? It could have been just somebody doing it for attention or whatever, clout chasing. But hey, I don't put after 2020, I don't put nothing past anything because it is very much a possibility that is the case. But yeah, if you on social media, you probably have seen that the score actually supposed to have been released on the social media platforms. The score for the Super Bowl. And the spoiler alert, the Eagles are supposed to beat the Chiefs. So who knows? Who knows, man? But yeah, so that was one thing I had saw that was crazy. You also had hold on, let me get to it. I'm gonna show you guys this. Here we go. All right, you also had this guy here. One second, let me pull this up real quick. Come on, man. All right. All right, yeah. So look, we're gonna go holler at my man Mag Scary Truth, all right? Because we done seen so much craziness with this particular situation with this guy right here, this Damar Hamlin guy, all right? Now, if you remember, I had dropped a video about this, and Damar Hamlin was supposed to have dropped out on the field, all right, when they were playing. It was the Buffalo Bills versus uh the what was the Cincinnati Bengals, I believe, in Buffalo. No, this was in Cincinnati, I think, as a matter of fact. I think this was in Cincinnati. So this guy is supposed to be, I think he was a safety, if I'm not mistaken. But this dude, he had hit the receiver, but it wasn't even like a super hard hit. You know, if you remember, anybody who saw it remembers that he didn't even really hit this guy that hard, and he did even bang his head on the ground. But when he stood up, dude just collapsed and did not move. And then the whole entire NFL conglomerate on the field went and they did like a some kind of ritual around his body or something like that. And interestingly enough, this dude's number was number 3. So there's always some significance to the number 3 with these kind of things. So they all did this ritual, and they all basically knelt around him, and as a result, they said that they had to bring him back to life on the field. That's what they said. Then they said, they had to revive him at the hospital, and then he made a full recovery. Then he showed up at another one of the games, and he had a mask on, and he wasn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't showing his face. He didn't say nothing to nobody. He just had a mask on. He was up there in the skybox by. So it was just a whole. He was looking like the Phantom in the Opera, honestly. You know what I mean? Dude had his face covered up and all that, except he had the whole mask on. He was looking like Sting in WCW in 1997. So my man was in the rafters with a mask on, his face covered. So let's see what my man Mag Scary Truth has to say about this.
Again now with another bit of breakdown. Now I'm gonna let the people know, man. I'll be uploading videos on Spotify. You need to check it out because I can't put up every video on YouTube. You understand me? Because YouTube's setting to take down that channel. I already got 3 strikes on it basically. One is a warning, so the next strike I get, they're gonna take down that channel. So yeah, I'm on Spotify. Just check it out. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Now we go get a look into this Damar Hamlin right here. I did a video on it. It's still on my channel right here, where I break it down and show you that it was a hoax they pull off on the masses. Now a lot of people said, it's a different person come back because they're saying that the Damar Hamlin really died. But I already told you nothing happened. He just have put an eye on cardiac arrest and heart problem in this time now that everybody almost juiced up. Almost everybody juiced up. This can happen at any time. And now he's gonna so-called go up there as a spokesperson to so-called talk about cardiac arrest and saving people from it. You understand? We go get into this and show you because I already told you it was our agenda. Nothing happened for real. It's just a hoax for the dumb masses. And this is a puppet you see on screen. That's what they do. That's why they get paid. So-called entertaining the dumb masses. This is how they do it. Make it run. Take a look at him right there, grinning his teeth. I told you they're fake. Nobody real on TV. They all fake. And take a look at this right here with the bills in the background. Take a look. You see how he look weird?
Now that my brothers have closed out a strong winning season, as I continue to make so much progress recovering, I think it's finally.
So there you go, people. You're making so much progress recovering. That means he not recover yet. And I told you the next day after they tell you that he in the hospital throwing up the damn pyramid on the hand sign, they're not real. Nothing happened.
Then he was throwing up, if you remember, he was throwing up them 33s. He kept doing that sign with his hand with the 33s. You know what I mean? So people were saying it was supposed to be the 666. It looked like 33s to me, but it could have been both. But yeah, this is all I honestly believed that dude had, bit the big one, and there was a situation where they, they put a stand in, or maybe even a CGI. Because let me tell you something. If y'all thought the CGI was good on the Avengers, that is the CGI that you're being exposed to show you that it is actually CGI. The shit you don't know is CGI is what you really need to think about.
Just a fake on the people.
A good time to share a few things. I think it was important for me to wait and speak publicly at the right time, as it was just a lot to process within my own self, mentally, physically.
And take a look, people, to show you that it's Hollywood trickery. Nobody wouldn't understand this. There was no other truth I would have point this out and show you. You see, whenever you see the film clip, that means they stop it and they start it again. You understand? That means they're taking clips. It's called takes. Do you get it? So even though he just talking, it sounds like he just talking straight. They keep stopping it. Let him, I don't know what they do. Then they bring it back again from a different take. Every time you see the film blink, that's another take. So that's a bam right there. You need to understand that's how they give you these fake videos, like somebody just sitting there one time and telling you something. Why you got to keep cutting out and take? It's fakery, 100% for TV.
Watch, you see that? A lot to process.
Look at this. That's another take.
Self, mentally, physically,
another take again.
Even spiritually.
Take a look at the film, and every time you see it look like it jump, that's another take, people. You need to wake up and understand trickery that they use on videos. That's why I tell you, don't trust them. This is a fake shit right here they put together. Cut and splice. Cut and splice. Not just somebody sitting there talking to you. Why? Why he couldn't just come and tell you something? Just like I'm talking to you right now. I'm not have to stop it and come back again and stop it and come back again. What's going on, people? They're fake, 100%. Just understand that.
It's just been a lot to process. I can't tell you how appreciative I am of all the love, all the support, and everything that's just been coming in my way. What happened to me on Monday Night Football, I feel is a direct example.
And people out the ritual, though, look, everybody's on one. Keep in mind, look, listen, yo. Remember in what was that, 2016, I think, or 15? Remember in 2015 when Colin Kaepernick had the whole entire thing where he was taking a knee. You know what I mean? And all these athletes were starting to take a knee, and there was all this resistance of taking a knee. And then universally, the NFL now is all of them taking knees and stuff like that. There's symbolism behind all of this stuff, man. 1,000%. There's symbolism behind all of this. And even Colin Kaepernick, I used to be a staunch supporter of Colin Kaepernick because I utterly believe, he was doing what was best for, you know what I mean, the culture. And you know what I mean? There was a whole bunch of, dude, listen, with the weird thing about Colin Kaepernick is, dude is literally, if I'm not mistaken, he's a Kappa, I think, right? He's in one of those fraternities. And they were very quiet. They were abnormally quiet during this whole entire thing. And I always thought that was weird. Like, hold on, I thought they had pool like that. I thought they had like heavy pool where you had guys that were in certain jobs. Because if you in one of these frats, if you go to a job, let's say you a Q or whatever. If you go to a job and the guy in a higher position is a Q, and let's say 3 of the other guys aren't Qs, you are gonna have a better chance of getting that job. You know what I mean? It's connections. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at the connections, but it's just suspect how Colin Kaepernick got zero pull from the Kappas themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Look at this right here, people, about Monday Night Football. As you can see, 3, 5, 15 right there, all coding they have up on screen. I remember, I already told you these players is is aware of the fakery. That's why they crowded up right there. So the masses can never tell what happened. 33, 30, 30 right there, all coding. Like I don't tell you, nothing happened for real. That's why you see them do this right here. You believe that the Damar Hamlin is in the middle right there dying and they're trying to resuscitate him? You're dumb as a rock, people. It's fake. The whole thing is a show. Like I tell you, entertainment will lead you astray. It's not good. That's what they use to control the people.
God using me as a vessel to share my passion.
Go back.
As a direct example, God using me as a vessel to share my passion and my
Listen to what he just said, people. God using him as a vessel to share his passion. And I already told you who they call God. They're not talking about the creator, they're talking about the God of this earth, the one who have you under bondage. Pay attention, they're the one who put these fellows on and give them fame. Pay attention.
Directly from my heart with the entire world.
But again, people, every time you see the film move, that means it cut and splice. Not real shit, not authentic.
Able to give it back to kids and communities all across the world who need it the most. And that's always been my dream. That's always been what I stood for and what I will continue to stand for. And with that being said, I want to thank a few people who helped me most directly to get back to this moment where I'm able to speak to you.
Listen, people, you see the film take again? Don't be dumb in this world. It's fakery, the whole thing. The Damar Hamlin is a 100% faker they put on. I already told you they have to show up cardiac arrest because you're going to see it more than ever now.
Yep, that's a fact, man. With all the stuff going on, man, and all this this jibby jab business, man, people are left and right, man. Left and right, all right? Left and right. Everywhere you look. And I'm pretty sure everybody in this chat either knows somebody or knows somebody that had a problem with their ticker because of that, you know what I mean, that poke. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in this chat, it's only 26 people in here right now, but I promise you, everybody in here either knows somebody that had problems or is associated with somebody who knows somebody that had the same issue. You know what I mean? Whether it be family members, friends of friends, whatever. But it's starting to really happen in mass, man. And this could be a situation where they were using this man in order to be a spokesperson or something like that. Maybe he had a different purpose. He had a different purpose for him. But yeah.
You're gonna see it. You understand me, people? That's the reason why they do this. They have to control everything that come to the masses. And when things too much to cover up, they bring these guys right here to basically acting like they're coming to your rescue. He going to it, and now he gonna save people from it. It's bullcrap.
Athletic and medical staff, notably.
Look at them people. Take a look at all of these people. I already told you. Remember when I did the first video, I told you, they shouting out to all the people, put the whole thing together. Take a look at their hand sign. Why is they doing that?
Yo, yeah, that's crazy. Look at that. That's crazy. All of them are throwing that up.
I already told you it's an agenda. This is how they get the people, energy on earth. They put a fake character right there, act like he was going to die, and pull on your heartstring, and there you go. They get to flash the 3 6s, the mark of the beast sign, and everybody, they won't understand. Just like in the NBA right now, everybody wearing a number 6 on the jersey. Everybody got a number 6 on the jersey for what? They claim that Bill Russell, one of the so-called players back in the days, died over a year ago, damn near a year ago. Matter of fact, not that long, maybe about 5 months or so ago. I did a video on it. But all of them wearing the number 6 for the coding. You think that's a coincidence? Just like you see them flashing the signs right there, you'll never understand this devil work.
Danny,
look at them.
Joe Mika, Giovanni.
And the big number 3 on the crown right there, people. It was an agenda for all of them to show off the number 3 coding. You don't get it, man.
Dr. Hassan, Dr. White, Dr. Kim, Dr. Mark Feinberg, Joe Collins, Dr. Daz, Marissa.
How many doctors gotta work on him, people? All those people that he call out is a part of the fakery. You see that? Love for the Mar with the number.
Yeah, the interesting thing about the doctor situation, I actually know somebody who had a conversation with their doctor, and this person had issues with blood pressure, I believe. I think they had high blood pressure. So it's been said that cinnamon can assuage that issue. That's what it's been said. So somebody who happened to be in the convert, and I'm being very careful because you know what I mean, I don't want to put nobody out there. But somebody who heard this conversation that was standing right there, um, they actually ended up saying, "Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. Cinnamon can actually assuage your issues with your blood or whatever." He was like, "Really?" So then he turned to the doctor that was standing there, like, "Oh, is this true?" He was like, "Well, yeah, it is true." He was like, "Hold on. So you mean to tell me you've been my doctor for all of these years, and you knew that cinnamon would assuage the issue, but you didn't say nothing to me?" He was like, "Well, at the end of the day, I took a Hippocratic oath." Like, these people are always gonna put their jobs before you. They don't care about you, man. It's a dog eat dog world, man. This is what I told people. People are like, oh, you ask a lawyer, oh, ask a doctor. Listen, man, these people are literally they work for the organization. They're not going to jeopardize them eating in order to help you. It's not gonna happen at all. That's completely done.
Number three, coding. That's why they do it. You think it's a coincidence why it's a number three? People just dumb on this earth. You better wake up. The whole thing is a psyop. Like I say, put a high to cardiac arrest.
Dr. Musio,
There you go with the signs. All of them
last but not
flashing
least, I
it.
can't
All of them got the number three on. I already told you. There you go, people. What more you want? It's just Freemasonry.
Kels, the University of Cincinnati Medical Center.
Listen,
Starting with Dr.
look
Timothy.
again, people. All number three. They did it for a reason.
And it's very interesting that they just happen to put four people with threes right in it. It's not an odd number. It's all, you know what I mean? Well, for all intents and purposes, it's a set of four of them, but they all got three, so it can be 33, 33. You see what I'm saying? These numbers all play a significance, man. Even with the players, like if you look on every team, every player, every team has players that is number 33 and 13. And they're always starters. You know what I'm saying?
And of course, they're putting all eyes on doctors, thanking them and everything. You don't get it. They're the one who helping destroying the earth, including that sodomite they call Dumar Hamlin. They're not real. They're fake.
Dr. William Knight and all the first
William Knight.
responders who acted swiftly and skillfully to save my life. To all the medical personnel and healthcare providers at both Cincinnati Medical Center.
I think we can pretty much chalk that one up. But yeah, dude made a great point, man. Like I personally think, you know what I mean, it could have been a situation where, you know what I mean, there is a result of people having to take this jab, and he could have been a casualty of that particular situation. You see what I'm saying? So like, yo, we already know how New York gets down. We remember anybody who remembers, please don't you guys ever forget how New York was moving in 2020. I specifically remember this. There was this restaurant. I can't remember what it was called, but there was a restaurant slash bar, and they refused to enforce mask mandates. So what ended up happening was the state came to shut the building down. So the state came and they took boards and boarded the joint up. So they came back in the next day and took the boards down, and they changed the business from a I think they changed it from incorporated to like some kind of donation or something. Like where they weren't receiving any funds. That way the state didn't have jurisdiction to tell them, hey, you got to enforce these mask mandates. But what they did was when you come in, you got to give a donation to get service. That's how they was doing it, and it actually worked. So they were able to stay open, and they even changed their bank accounts and stuff like that too. It put them in a whole different tax bracket. So this is something that they actually used to fight tyranny, man. But dude, 2020 was nasty. New York was not playing. They were putting the heat on people, and it was either get down or lay down in New York. You know what I mean? But that was I will never forget that. 2020 was a crazy year. That's one of them years we're gonna all tell our grandkids. And depending on who you were in 2020, you're gonna have a different story to tell your grandchildren. Even if you was a buster, like look, if y'all yo, if you if y'all are grandkids and y'all are watching this 20 years from now, however many years, if your grandparents are telling you, yeah, 2020 was crazy, everybody was getting sick, and you know we had to wear masks. If your parents tell you that, they was busters because they laid down. All right, the ones of us who tell our grandkids, yeah, we had to put these crooked mofos back in check. You know what I mean? We refused to wear masks and stuff. We put on fake masks to piss people off. We did this, that, and the third. We refused to social distance. We got kicked out of stores because we didn't want to listen. We the OGs. You know what I'm saying? Facts. So yeah, that was crazy. 2020 was crazy, but 2020 just showed me, man, anything is freaking possible, dude. 2020 vision is for a reason because the truth came out in 2020. Whatever was being hid came out to light for real. All right, let's jump on this right here. Let's take a look at this commercial right here. All right, so this was a Kia Dome commercial, okay? And we already know what the saying is, and we already know what the rule is. They have to show you what they're doing in order for it to be continue to be hidden or use sleight of hand continuously. Otherwise, it won't work. Take a look at this commercial.
Huh. I think we went too high.
Kia, movement that inspires.
All right. So there's a commercial right there from Kia. They're literally putting you on point what exactly is going on. Now, we had a nice little debate the other day, actually 2 weeks ago, where we had some dudes in here guffing with the words over whether it was flat or whether it was a globe. All right. Now, this is what I'm going to say. I don't believe it's a globe, okay? What I will say is there's literally a reason why they showed you that on that Kia commercial. You know what I'm saying? There's literally a reason they showed you that in a Kia commercial. And we ain't going to turn this, I swear, we're not turning this into a round versus flat debate. No, we're not doing that today. If anybody coming here debating that, I'm going to have to ask you to leave because I'm not trying to go that route. We got other things to talk about. But I just think it's very interesting that they showed that commercial for real. You know what I mean? Because they always got to tell you what they're doing for it to work and for the deception to continue. All right. Let's take a look at this right here. This is let's see what's going on over there in China. We got to talk about China too. We are gonna talk about China. Don't worry, I got you. I know what y'all talking. Yo, the balloon. I got you. All right, I got you. But first, let's talk about what's going on in China. Take a look at this.
接我的车来了。在哪里？环山公园。回来你还要打算？我俩6分到。我等了。要等我哈。好。
您好，欢迎使用萝卜快跑自动驾驶出行服务。按照防疫要求，正在核验您的健康状态，请稍后。请系好安全带，点击屏幕开始行程按钮，开启自动驾驶之旅吧。自动驾驶启动完成，祝您旅途愉快。
All right, so they got robo taxis. You can literally take a taxi cab that is unoccupied by a living being, and it will take you where you need to go in China. Okay, so this is the page that China is on. Okay, China is already on the whole autonomous society, chip in your hand in order to buy stuff, social credit score, the Black Mirror whole entire uh direction has already been enacted in China. Okay, it's already been put in place. All right, so with that said, why in the flying hell would China need to put a balloon over top of the United States of America? Why would they need to do that? Especially when they got the TikTok app that is so popular and has been proven time and time again to be Chinese surveillance equipment. All right. And half of these phones that are made are literally made in China anyway. I promise you, if you got an Apple phone or Android, doesn't matter. Any kind of phone you got probably was made in China. So, like I said, their technology is already over here. Why in the flying hell would they need to have a giant surveillance balloon? And then here's the thing that didn't make sense to me. All right, here's the thing that didn't make sense to me about the whole balloon thing. All right, why would America allow a balloon or anything in the airspace that is not commercial or that is not registered with the United States? Why would they allow this? Now, we already know how hard they go on anything that flies over certain parts of the Grand Canyon. It's a no-fly zone. If you fly over there, your shit is getting destroyed. The same thing for certain parts in the Nevada desert. If you fly over the wrong parts of Nevada desert, they're going to be scraping you off the ground. You know what I'm saying? Can't fly over the White House. You see, so you mean to tell me you have a device from another country flying over top of your borders, quote unquote? That and people bought, and you know what's crazy? People literally believe, and you had the right wingers like Biden let China do it. Y'all goofy as hell because y'all actually believe that they were letting China do this kind of thing. You think it was China. But if you notice, anytime something like that happens, when one of their pieces of equipment gets seen or something like that, or one of their pieces of equipment gets out there, they always blame a country that they don't have close contact with. Blame Russia, blame China. You know what I mean? Blame this country that nobody can ever verify if it was actually them because they don't actually talk to us like that. It's always some garbage like that. So somebody was like, "Yeah, that wasn't a spy balloon. That was actually their satellites. They claim they got up in the sky all these times. They say they got these satellites out in outer space, quote unquote. Them damn things is floating over top of the damn Earth, literally. They not hovering in outer space or anything like that. And that was proof because that was one of the freaking satellites. They probably destroyed it just to save face. You know what I mean? It was crazy, but like, yo, they literally had this thing, and it floated. They had two of them. There was one over top of, I think it was over top of Canada at one point. Then it came over top of one of them other states. I can't remember which one it was, but y'all saw the news. Then there was one over South America too. Like, yo, these balloons they literally had these balloons out for a long ass time, man. These balloons have been out. This is their satellites that they claim they got. Let me catch up to these comments. Man, I am behind on. It's easy to get behind on these comments. All right. My conclusion is Earth is flat. We're not doing that today. We're not doing it miscellaneous. If you have your property in trust, put a label on it. Put a trust label on your private property that will raise an item and make them back up. Yeah. That or you could also do like a you can customize a serial number too, and that serial number can be on there. You know what I'm saying? Or even I would even say maybe even the EIN. I don't see why not. What up, Mountain Flame? Yes, that is a good idea, Mike. I was watching a guy on YouTube, a State National. He said we can buy that word right from the factory without those. Have you ever heard this? I have not, but I don't see why they would actually let you do that because they have a contract with the U.S. So as long as these people are registered with the U.S., they're going to do exactly what the U.S. tells them to do. And once them cereals get on them joints, they literally belong to the U.S. So if you don't have your stuff set up right, you know what I mean, you literally have their stuff. But you know, possession is, what is it? 9/10 or some shit like that of the law. So if you do it the right way, yes, that is not really an issue. After a closer look, you really look. Thank you. Echo. Bill State National. That is interesting. I wonder what these jokers consider a ghost. Word. Oh, it was an echo? Damn, my bad. I didn't even see that. I don't know why it was an echo. Saw Glorilla uploaded her Instagram picture too. I didn't even see that. I didn't see that. Bill State National, the only ones is GG's. Take clips. Yeah, yo, I noticed it a while ago when I was younger. I was like, yo, why do you keep showing the same shot? When I used to watch when I was younger, like around 18, 19, I used to be into that. But I was like, yo, why do you keep showing the same shots, man? It's because it's an illusion. You know what I mean? Everything is an illusion. They merge it. Yep. Football thing is a ritual. Damn right. All of them sports is a ritual, man. Think about it, yo. Remember back in the day when Rome was doing that thing? They literally had them shows they used to have for people, and you know, they would have the fights and the gladiator battles and the acting joints, you know, all that stuff like that. They would have all the people gather in, you know what I mean, take their minds off of what the government was actually doing to them, you know what I mean, shaving down the gold coins, taking off uh, a milli-inch here, a milli-inch there to the gold coins, and melting them down to make all new gold coins, and what is it, inflating their actual coins, you know what I mean? Yeah, they basically would do stuff like that to distract people. Yes, sir. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. In plain sight. Yep. They look so happy throwing it up. Yes, indeed. Cinnamon and ginger does get the job done. Ginger powder for headaches. I didn't know that. My friend's niece just passed from a seizure, 24 years old. She was jabbed. My sister just had blood clots in her lungs. She is jabbed. My brother-in-law had to get a pacemaker. He is jabbed. Ouch. I'm sorry to hear that, Bill. Sheesh. I tell you what, man, dude. I hate to see it, man, because we tried to help them, yo. We literally tried to help them, man. We tried everything to help those people to make them realize that they didn't have to do such a thing. You know what I mean? But what can I say? So yeah, that man, I've been working with a handful of people whose immune system is tanked in my clinic, and a few people that are regularly getting clots in there. Yeah, the DVTs, man, those are nasty. The DVTs are nasty, man. Sheesh. A donation to get service, nonprofit. Closing restaurants, etc. People getting off, getting robbed. Yep. Running rampant. Listen, that is right now, bro. Like, I don't think I've ever seen this many of those, you know, open and proud. Like, dude, it's crazy right now out here, man. Like, yo, every other chick got a freaking OnlyFans on their profile, man. Dude, I feel sorry for all of these young boys that's growing up, man. They did not have the advantage we had, man. Because back then, the chicks were there was still some shame associated to being out there like that. But it's like it's not even a thing now. You know, I mean, I blame Cardi B. Thank you, Leader of Kings with the donation. Thank you so much, champ. Keep bringing Raiders and exposing that real for us, bro. Love the channel. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for donating. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. I'm definitely gonna keep working for you guys. It'll take plenty of people having. Yep. Poisonous gases. That wasn't no spy balloon. They were spreading so much more radiation over us. You think it was I think that shit was a satellite, yo. I think it was a satellite that flew too low and they made an error of some sort. You know what I mean? That's what I think it was, but I could be wrong. You could be right. Maybe they don't have the control. Most assume. I think balloons are pretty. That's why teamwork is dreamworks. Or floating in the water. Chinese cop system. Maybe we are sold to the highest bidder. Britain and the Vatican is throwing a deal in. Oh yeah, listen. We already know for a fact that you know that Chinese police station is actually on U.S. soil. We're aware that we talked about that Chinese police station in New York that the FBI is supposed to be investigating. Like, wait a minute, hold on, whoa, pump your brakes. You mean to tell me y'all have an actual police station y'all didn't know about? So maybe y'all are even more useless than we thought y'all were. If that's the case, how y'all not know this? Y'all expect us to believe y'all didn't know that? Nah, I don't believe that at all. Thank you. Yes, hit that like button. If you don't build your own, it's not private. Yep, that's what I said, Jacob. That's what I said, man. Hey, the creator has the right to determine title. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. What up, Jared? Aloha. Jared, all the way from Hawaii. That is a badass avatar, social touch. Bread and crumb circus. Yes, that's facts. DVT is a deep vein thrombosis. It's a giant blood clot that can form in your leg. Those are nasty. They aren't clots though. They are fibrous and rubbery. You know what? I had a friend of mine thought they were parasites. He was like, "Yo, those are parasites." What they putting in people is basically expanding or is feeding the parasite. The parasites are growing and filling up the arteries and stuff. That's what he was saying. That's an interesting theory, though. What should I do about correcting my stats or reversing? Yeah, you're gonna want to stick around for that because we'll talk about that later on. We can talk about that later. Essentially, a clot in the deep calf. Yeah, upper leg too, around the knee area. It's pretty nasty. It can stiffen your whole leg. Easy to test with your hands, and then send the person to the ER if they fail the test. It's all done right above. Yeah, in Chinatown, they knew they let it go on. Yep. Agreed on that class in some cases for sure. Maybe even most. That's crazy. Thank you for the donation, Albert. Thank you so much. Does anyone want to challenge? Thank you. I appreciate that. Kind regards to you and the fam up top. We've known a long time that the enemies of the U.S. are here. Listen, it's crazy. Or you can put it in the arm trade. That's a whole other thing right there. Yeah. But we're not gonna say that out too loud, Mike. You know, we're gonna keep that quiet. But yeah, you can do a trust for that. You can pretty much do a trust for anything you own. Yep. Cancer is a mycopatriocyte. Patriocyte. I never heard that before. Parasites are so much more like the monster. Yep, I agree. All right, I'm all caught up now. All right, let's move on, shall we? Let's talk about that digestive system, man. So we in here talking about bad news. Let's talk about some news that can help you guys. So go grab your pencil and paper because I want y'all to think about this when y'all are out here eating food. You know what I'm saying? When y'all out here getting dinner, lunch, and breakfast, I want y'all to actually be aware of what you guys are putting in your body, okay? So grab your pen and paper real fast, and we're gonna cover some good stuff. I'm gonna give you a few seconds to grab your pen and paper. Or even your whatever you type on or whatever. Like I like pen and paper because I'm old school. All right, you guys ready? Let's go on, man. So we're gonna talk about food digestion, okay? All right, so this is how long it takes to digest certain foods. Let's play this. All right, now y'all see that. Soda takes 45 minutes to digest. All right, bananas takes 35. Raw vegetables is 40. All right, so coffee, 50 minutes. All right, so that's why after you drink that coffee, you got to go hit the bathroom instantly because coffee is basically like a light form of laxative. But yeah, it takes 50 minutes to fully digest coffee. Yogurt's 55 minutes. One apple is 1 hour. Then plain crackers. Now, plain crackers, that's why they help with nausea because plain crackers will help ease the stomach. All right, so gummy bears, they said, gives you a certain burst of energy during exercise, which is very interesting. I did not know that. Um, Here's the question I have for you guys, though. Who here has heard that gummy bears have pork in them or pork fat or something like that? They have some element of pork in them. I don't really mess with gummy bears because I try to stay away from the pork. But I've actually heard from multiple sources there's a few foods that are like they have pork in them on the low key. And I think gummies have pork in them, or they're made from pork fat or something of that nature. So that takes 1.5 hours to digest. They said they can give you a burst of energy, which is very interesting. Toffee candy, 2 hours. Toffee candy is horrible for you. Hardest type of candy to digest. Oatmeal. Everybody says oatmeal is good for you. Soaks up the water and delays emptying of the stomach. So you eating oatmeal, it's gonna put off your digestive system. Probably, I would say probably a few hours. I would say if that's the case. But if it takes 2 hours to digest that, and then if you eat kimchi, kimchi is supposed to be real good for the gut because it's supposed to have good bacteria in it. That's really good for your stomach. But it takes 2 hours to digest kimchi. But yes, a helpful bacteria that aids digestion. All right, so we got rice. Takes 2 hours to digest. So if you be eating too much rice or what have you like that, and you're not eating something like kimchi to chase it with to help your digestive system, it's going to back you up. But brown rice helps diabetic control their sugar level. I did not know that. But here's the thing, all right. I actually did I had a diet of chicken breast. I was doing chicken breast, fish, and beef with brown rice after I would train. So I was training 3 hours a day. I would do Muay Thai for 1 hour, basic jujitsu, and then advanced jujitsu. So I would do 3 classes a day. Dude, when I was in my early 30s, I was out there wild. Yo, I was training for 3 hours a day. It was crazy, but I wanted to get like real good at it. You know what I mean? I wanted to get like buff and all that too. So my thing I wanted to do, I wanted to get cut and muscular. So I talked to one of my other dudes who's and now he's a black belt. Shout out to my man. And he he's like, yo, why don't you go ahead and if you're trying to get cut and buff and you're trying to have harder punches, harder kicks, and just a size increase, you want to go with brown rice and you want to go with protein like chicken breasts and stuff like that. You don't want to do nothing like fry them. You want to bake them so all the nutrients can stay in them. And then after you do a training session, you should chase it with a protein shake. So I had not only did I have the brown rice and I had the chicken as a protein. I also had the protein shake to wash it down. So I had hella protein. So, dude, I would drink that at night and I would have mad energy the next day in order to be able to get out there and do it again. So, if you want to get buff, you want to do hard workouts, calisthenics. I prefer calisthenics. You can do weight training too, but calisthenics, I highly suggest those. And then, your diet matters. You got to be eating, things like chicken, beef, fish, proteins, and then you want to get in I would say brown rice is a good way to eat, and then maybe some protein shakes as well. But they say protein shakes is not really good for you, but I mean, if you can substitute something for the protein shakes. I used to like doing a peanut butter sandwich too. A peanut butter sandwich or even a chocolate milk is pretty solid. But yeah. Oh, I almost missed it. Shrimp, 2.5 hours for that. Pineapple. No, this is crazy. I thought pineapple got digested immediately, but yeah, pineapple takes 2.5 hours to digest. It's high in fiber and acidic, not recommended to eat at night. It is very high in acid. Yeah. So I don't mess with shrimp either because shrimp is bottom feeders. So they eat whatever falls to the bottom of the ocean floor. I try to stay away from scavengers because you're literally eating what they're eating. So if you're eating a scavenger, you're literally a scavenger yourself. So I don't mess with those. Broccoli. I mess with broccoli a little bit. All right, so we got beer. Beer takes 3 hours to digest. They said 90% water, of course. Peppermint. Now, here's an interesting fact about beer. Women who drink a lot of beer have been known to have larger breasts. It has something in it called, I think it's a certain kind of beer that's brewed with hops, and hops has been known to increase the breast size of women, like at least 1 cup. They did an experiment on that over there. I think it was Ireland or something like that, where they had a certain amount of girls drinking beer, and they actually went up 1 cup size. So if any ladies are listening and you want to do that the natural way, that's probably something you should look into. But 3 hours to digest beer, peppermint, 3 hours. Who the hell is out there eating just peppermint leaf though? I mean, I'm not against it because peppermint leaf is probably pretty good, but like, yo, you just go outside and just grab peppermint leaf. Is that how you rocking? All right. Relaxes muscles, which cause heartburn. Potatoes, 3.5 hours, considered carb dense food, but predominantly made of water. So those things are pretty difficult to digest. 4 hours for peanut butter, originally made for people with no teeth. I didn't know that. But yeah, 4 hours to digest the peanut butter, pretty good in protein too. All right, so we got non-fat milk, 4 hours for that. If not if not digested properly, may result in bloating and gas. I don't really mess with milk specifically. Like I'll mess with the almond milk before I mess with regular milk. Honestly, I still eat ice cream. You know, I'm not completely anti milk, but I don't really do a whole lot of dairy like that. Um, 4 hours for chicken skin. That's crazy. I did not know that. Very tough for the body to break down chicken skin. 4.5 hours for trail mix. I don't even like trail mix. High sodium leads to increase in blood pressure. Yeah, that's too much sodium. 5 hours for whole milk cheese, often used for people trying to gain weight. You gain weight because it stops your damn digestive system up. 5 hours to digest. So and keep in mind some of these meals, right? People are out here combining, yo. So if you eating like cheese on rice or something like that with chicken, you literally just put your damn digestive system like 9 hours behind. So if you ate that meal at, let's say, 12, I mean, you're not gonna digest that till damn near almost 10 o'clock, really. It's gonna take you a while to digest that. All right, now they got guacamole on here. I personally love guacamole. All right, I like guacamole a lot. Avocados are loaded with healthy fats. Yes, indeed. I highly recommend you guys be out there rocking with the guacamole or the even the avocados, man. Those are clutch, true millennial style. But that take 5.5 hours to digest guacamole. 6 hours to digest a milkshake. Some lack the enzyme to digest lactose. Deadly farts. That's actually very true. You also got to be careful where you buy your milkshake from too, because if you buy a milkshake from a fast food restaurant, you might just be eating powdered chemicals that's disguised as, you know what I mean, milk or whatever. And you got crab meat, of course. I don't rock with crab, and it hurts me to my heart because I am from Maryland, and Maryland has the best crabs in the world. I will put a Maryland crab against any crab in any other corner, crevice, or any situation, nook and cranny of the earth. I will put Maryland crabs against those any day. All right, but I had to stop rocking with them because they too are also bottom feeders. And anybody from Baltimore who has seen or smelled the Inner Harbor and then consider the fact that them crabs come out of that Inner Harbor, you should rethink eating that shit too. And that's I'm being real with you on that because the Inner Harbor is known to have bodies and they found all kinds of shit in the harbor, man. But yeah, nah. All right, so lacks connective tissue, which is very digestible to all ages. 7 hours for artificial sweetener doesn't provide calories not fully absorbed by the body. Artificial sweeteners are horrible. So any of them candies, Twix or any of that other shit, throw that stuff in the trash. Don't even rock with it. If you want to eat candy, man, you get yourself some candy that's like 100%. If you want to eat a sweet, man, go to a damn go to like one of them old school bakeries. You know what I mean? Where they using all the natural ingredients if you can find them. All right, so we got breakfast cereal. I used to listen when I was younger. Let me tell you how I used to smash breakfast cereal. Like my favorite, the goats of breakfast cereal. All right, and this is not a debatable list. All right, the goats of breakfast cereal. And if we talk about all history, all right, Spider-Man cereal with the marshmallows. Yo, was crazy. All right, that cereal was crazy. Waffle crisp in a close second. Waffle crisp was amazing. All right. The Captain Crunch joint. I ain't like the one with the berries that much. I used to like the regular Captain Crunch. All right. And then another one that was fire was the Reese's Puffs was pretty good. That was solid. All right. That was pretty solid. And then the what was that? They had a French toast one that was good too. But I can't remember what it was called. But it was like French toast. No, and then cinnamon toast crunch too. That was also top tier. So yeah, when I was younger, I used to mash cereal, man. Cereal was the go-to. Moms ain't cooking. You know, you got some milk in the fridge, man. You better grab that bowl and some cereal and get down, man, for real. See, when I was growing up, man, my family didn't really have a whole lot of cheese when I was growing up, when I was younger. So they would my mother would she'd be like, yeah, just grab some bread and take a hot dog and wrap that bread around, put some mustard on it. Hey man, that was a classic meal back in the day. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Where we at? I gotta catch up on this. Gummy bears have high fructose corn syrup poison. Yes, sir. Toffee candy is definitely addictive. Victor Von Doom says a lot of foods have pork in them in the form of gelatin. Exactly. That's what I thought, yo. That's what I thought. It's the gelatin. I heard Doritos actually had some of that pork in them as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, the other forms of pork is yellow 5, red 2, and blue 1. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Damn. I did not know that. This is why we have to cleanse ourselves. We have a lot of built up in our bodies. Exactly. ACOG is right. ACOG is right. Yeah, he said, damn, and I love oatmeal. I mean, listen, oatmeal, you can rock with the oatmeal. Just be very mindful that you're backing your system up if you're really banging out oatmeal all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of this, depending on how you live and what you want to put in your body, this is more or less just saying, look, all right, you can't just be out there eating all willy nilly because the metabolic energy it takes to digest a lot of this stuff can be robbing your body of the energy for everyday functions. So if you eating beef every freaking day, you know what I'm saying? Your digestive system is constantly working, so it's robbing your body of energy. It's common sense. That's why you feel tired. Oh, yeah, you do get the protein and stuff like that from it, but if your metabolic is constantly digesting, you know what I mean, beef that's hard to break down or anything that's hard to digest, it's gonna make you tired because it's gonna cost more energy to digest it. Shrimp tastes good, but it'll mess you up because they bottom feed. That's what I said, Joe. Listen, people wonder why they get problems like gout and all that stuff, man. I'm telling you, it's the stuff you put in your body. I stand by the shellfish causing that problem. I stand by that. Albert Taylor, love that energy. We got to keep that going and support our brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I used to eat a lot of oatmeal and fish or oatmeal and peanut butter. Yeah. You get a bang out of protein when you eat that peanut butter, man. Eating religiously and leaving the fast foods alone too. Yeah. Listen, like if you cut out the fast food, you know what I'm saying? That's a great step, cutting the fast food out. You know what I mean? That's a great step. If you ain't really banging fast food like that, you can get away with eating junk every once in a while. But if you eating fast food and you eating junk, you just putting garbage in your body. Let's be honest. Let's keep it a stack. Well, yes, sir. Get it. A lot of people don't understand. The more you give, the more you get. That's fact. Listen, that is true. Thank y'all. That is true. That is 100% true. Last thing I want to say is we need our own internet, a private internet like the deep web is something that keeps our moves in mind, secret controls, bad boogers. Listen, I don't mess with the deep web personally. But I do agree with what you're saying, but that's why a lot of people mess with the Telegram though. A lot of people rock with Telegram for that reason. As a clinical nutritionist, I like to say protein is king, super important. Yes, agreed. Why I want beer and I don't drink. I do it. Listen, I do a beer here and there. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'll do a beer here and there. I'm not out there smashing beer every day, but like I'll do a beer, like you know what I mean. I might have a beer on a couple weekends or something like that. You know what I mean? A couple beers, whatever, for an event or something. That's cool. But it's like I said, you can't abuse these things, man. It's gotta be moderation. Consider your body when you intaking this stuff. What up, Cash? Everything on the list is acidic. Yeah, he's right. They go up in size. The digestion time isn't terrible. It isn't a terrible issue as long as we regularly pass through within 24 hours. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. 100%. You can eat peppermint leaf. No, listen, as far as stool goes, I would recommend y'all stay away from that cheese though. Because listen, a lot of that cheese that comes out of those like them Kraft singles, that crap cheese, that stuff that's not really cheese and all that stuff a lot of times has microplastics in it. And those microplastics will screw your gut up. They'll slow your gut all the way down to a crawl if you let them. You gotta watch out for that. If beer is 90% water and how does it take 3 hours to digest? The math doesn't work. It's that other percentage, man. It gets listen when you drink it, it gets filed up into other in your body. But listen, check this out though. You know what's interesting about the beer thing? What he said when you drink that beer, usually that beer comes out within like 30 minutes. You know how many of you guys remember going to bars when you were younger and you start the night off with a couple beers, and less than 25 minutes later you got a buzz and you got to hit the bathroom. It comes right out. You know what I mean? So the water comes out instantly, but the rest of it, I think, stays in your digestive system. Trail mix, that's high in sodium, probably the estrogenic compounds and hops. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It'll grow a woman cup size, man. Do I gotta get on y'all about the likes? All right, man. Hold on, y'all. Y'all gonna make me get on y'all about these likes tonight. Y'all already know the routine when y'all come in here. You gotta hit the like button, man. Oh, let me check. Now I got to check on you. Now I gotta check on you. Hold up, let me see. Where we at? Don't try to hit the like button now while I'm checking. Boy, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Why this live ain't showing up? That's crazy. What in the hell? They playing games over here. Hold on. What the hell? They're not showing me the live. Here we go. All right, there we go. Well, I can manage Okay, I can manage the moderators. You know what? Hold on. Let me see here. I'm gonna add you. You a mod. Albert, you a mod. Mike, I'm gonna make you a mod. And let me see. All right, I got 2 mods so far. But yeah, we had 40 likes. 34 likes. Hold on. It's 34 likes. 6 of y'all didn't hit the like button. Y'all tripping. Y'all are tripping. All right, so I added I made a couple of moderators. I didn't even know I could do that. But yeah, we good on that though. So yeah. All right. What's that? Deadly farts. Guacamole is good. Guacamole's fire. You got to go get them yourself, dude. But yeah, here you can buy them feeders. Good spots in Southern Maryland. Yes, indeed. Good spot. I tell you, you can get some good seafood out here, man. That is something about that Old Bay, man. Listen, if you ain't never put Old Bay on seafood, you are missing out. Next time you eat some fish, throw some Old Bay on that bad boy and with some lime. Take some lime and squeeze that mofo on that fish and throw some Old Bay on there. I promise you will be back. I promise you will be back. You're going to eat it again. Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs is all right. Reese's joint was fire. Captain Crunch cutting the roof of your mouth. Listen, Captain Crunch was only for the toughest of champions because you gotta tough through that cutting the roof of your mouth. You gotta tough through it because the flavor is worth it. You said the noodles. Oh, we gonna get to that. I got you. We gonna get to that. I'm gonna continue. Hold on. Frosted Flakes and Tricks. Wild oats are the best with added fruits. Wild oats are pretty good. Added fruits. Yeah, you throw some blueberries and some raspberries up in them added fruits. Wild oats. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. On the Kraft cheese single packaging, it says cheese product. Yeah, cheese product. Meaning that shit ain't cheese. Yeah, when you're drinking beers, it's called breaking the seal. You have 5 to 10 beers, you pee all night. Yo, we got the wolf in the house. Bad wolf in the house. What up? What up? What up? Let out a howl for the bad wolf. All right, let's do this. Let's get back to this. Oh, shoot, I almost skipped it. All right, look, so oysters, right? I ain't really mess with oysters like that. I think I had oysters a couple times. But yeah, they take 8 hours to digest, which is weird because they real slimy. I wonder why they take so long to digest. Humans have been eating oysters for thousands of years. Yep, that's another bottom feeder I can't mess with though. Pizza, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Pizza is I love pizza. All right? But pizza takes 9 hours to digest though. It's 9 hours to digest a pizza. 350 slices of pizza are eaten every second. Cheesecake. I like a good cheesecake. The best cheesecake, right? Let me tell you a story. All right. So back in the day, right, there was this place called Cheesecake Factory. And right now, they just the artist known formally as Cheesecake Factory. And I'm gonna tell you why. All right. Cheesecake Factory back in the day, and we talking about 2012, 2010, 2011, circa. They used to have the Oreo cheesecake, right? Now, listen, I know what you about to say. They still got it. No, they don't. All right. Now they got the Oreo Dream Cheesecake, but it's too much. Now they got chocolate mousse. Of course, they got a little bit of the Oreo cheesecake. They got chocolate cake. They got whipped cream. It's just too much. It's unnecessary. See, look, back in the day, right? If you get a time machine, you go back to 2010. The cheesecake at Cheesecake Factory used to be nothing but Oreo cheesecake with some whipped cream. That was it. Then you got a giant Oreo wedged inside the cheesecake. And on the bottom of the cheesecake was like it was made of Oreo crust. This was it was great. It was great. But then they had to mess it up, man. So now they lost they lost credibility with me, man, on that one. Because it was perfect. They literally took a perfect thing and ruined it. So nah, no respect for that. All right, so Korean spicy noodles is 1.25. So I guess that's 1.25 days to digest. It says you'll burp a lot even after 5 hours of eating. Corn takes 1.5 days. Corn is actually, you don't really digest corn though. Corn really comes right back out if I'm not mistaken. I wonder why they said it takes 1.5 days to digest corn. I don't think the body can digest corn. It says fiber rich that helps eye health, but is high in starch. That's interesting because I've always believed corn to be non-digestible. That's weird. Maybe I was wrong. Digestion time 1.9 days. Baked potato, a high risk food for bacteria that can cause food poisoning. Really? Didn't know that. Salmon, 2 days. Salmon takes 2 days to digest? That's interesting. Rich in vitamin B12 and produces nerve cells and blood. Yeah, so we need to be rocking with the salmon, even though it takes 2 days to digest. We need to be rocking with the salmon. All right, so beef takes 2 days to digest as well. Has higher cholesterol content than pork. That's crazy. I didn't know that either. Donuts, 2.2 days. Eating too much can increase cancer risk. The donuts is junk food. Let me go ahead and take a shot too. I'm gonna take a shot at Dunkin' Donuts right now. All right, because I remember back in the day when Dunkin' Donuts was great. They used to actually make the donuts in the store. They used to take the dough and make the donuts, you know what I mean, right there. They even had a commercial where a guy, some old guy, he used to make a comment, say, time to make the donuts. And he'd always wake up and make donuts. And these donuts were fresh and they was on point. Now these donuts are crap. They're complete garbage. They don't taste good. They Dunkin' needs to just drop the donuts completely from the franchise because they already dropped the word donuts from Dunkin' because all they sell now is coffee that's good and then a few overpriced and under delivering sandwiches that are not even that great. But as far as the donuts go, they're crap. All right. So Dunkin' Donuts, you failed. It is 2023. There's no reason why donuts should still be sitting out in the open. If I can literally throw something, if I can take a pin and throw it across the room and hit that donut, you are in the wrong. Donuts sit out all day. People talk, saliva flies across the room, lands on the donuts. I even had a situation where I went to one of these Dunkin' Donuts. This is probably about 8-10 years ago now because I haven't been there in a while. But I had a situation where I actually went in and bought a dozen donuts, right? This lady had the audacity to take my cash, okay? Give me my change, take her bare motherfucking hands, and pick these donuts up and put them in the box. I looked at her and said, are you crazy? Are you freaking crazy right now? Where's your manager at? The manager came over. I said, this employee just counted the change I just gave her, put the change in the register, took her bare hands and picked the donuts up and put them in the box and gave them to me. I said, bro, if you don't get these donuts out of my face right, matter of fact, I don't even want no damn donuts. If y'all moving like that, just give me my money back. Y'all are crazy out here, man. I'm telling you, man, you got to watch how you move around with some of these. Listen, if ever you got the mofo handling money, making the food, you need to leave. Watch how that person moves. If the same dude is handling money and handling the food, if they're not using gloves or washing their hands at the very minimum, like I don't even want that. Fuck that. I don't care if you wash your hands. You wash your hands if you want to, and then put some gloves on and get my food. I don't care about. No, man, absolutely not. So that's a no. So yeah, that rant over. Pork loin, 2.5 days. I don't rock with pork. Hardest cut of pork to digest is pork loin. Cheeseburger takes 3 days to digest, requires a lot of digestive energy to break down. That's back to the metabolic energy it takes to digest it. All right, so chips take 3 days to digest. Additives in processed food are harmful to the gut lining. So if you eat any of that, you need to limit it. Limit it. Don't be eating a whole lot of that crap. Fried foods, 5 days to digest fried foods. Moves through the body too quickly undigested, leading to diarrhea. Yeah, man, you gotta be careful with them fried foods, man. 100%. French fries. But you know what? I ain't gonna lie though, bro. A good funnel cake. I will. I'm a hypocrite kind of because I can't. A good funnel. I'm not gonna turn down a good funnel. You got the X10 powder, 10X powder, whatever it is, the sugar powder, and then you got the baked apples on top of it. I'm sorry, man. A good funnel cake, I'm not turning down. Now, I don't eat a lot of funnel cake, but if y'all got funnel cake, I'm probably buying. You know what I mean? Not gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna pretend to cap right now. All right. So gum. First off, who is out here eating gum? First off, digestion time 7 days to eat gum. Your body can't digest gum; it will just get passed out. Yeah, so that's not really. Yeah, anybody who's out there swallowing gum, you're fucking failing. Yeah, you can't be out here eating gum, digesting gum. Nah, that's done. So there you have it, man. So I hope y'all got that information. Use that accordingly when y'all out here selecting what meals y'all want to eat. All right, where we at? Corn. Yeah, we already covered corn. Was on the list, man. It was on there. Pizza is my weakness. Listen, I don't mess with pepperoni pizza because unless it's the beef pepperoni. but I don't mess with pork pepperoni at all. But I will say this though, um, a good buffalo chicken pizza, or yeah, those are pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, those are good if done right. It's probably up there somewhere. Now corn was up there. We just he missed it. Good raw vegan. I have never had vegan cheesecake, and I'll be honest with you. I had some vegan food, and I will not eat vegan food again. I won't do it because I went to this cafe out Washington D.C. about 6 years ago, and I go into this place, and I'm like, you know what? I'm in a mood to eat healthy today. Let's see what the vegans is doing these days. So I get some vegan chicken, okay, and I get some beet juice, I think it was, and I got a chocolate chip vegan cookie. So I bites the vegan chicken, and it is disgusting. I'm like, what is this shit? I'm like, what is this, dude? I did not finish the vegan chicken, so I'm like, let me wash this atrocity down with this beet juice. That was disgusting. Beet juice is awful. Then I went to try to eat the vegan cookie. At least let me eat the cookie. You know what I mean? I bit the cookie. The cookie tastes bland as hell. I'm like, yo, fuck this too. Fuck all this shit. You know, I couldn't rock with it. So I will not be eating vegan food again at all. It is disgusting. And more power to you. All right. And here's the kicker that it was expensive as hell because, you know, Washington, D.C. is expensive. So I'm out literally in the belly of the U.S. and I'm out there spending that damn $20 for food. And I didn't even eat. Dude, I won't do it again. Then I don't rock with a whole bunch of tofu. Tofu is an estrogen booster, and men should not be rocking with tofu. Oysters help filter the oceans. Exactly. You're not supposed to be eating something to help filter the ocean. Comes out bunched up. Donuts are messed up. Donuts are screwed up from there anyway. We call them grenaded bread. Grenaded bread? What? 5 days, yeah. Air fryers are king. Air fryers are solid. Are these stats by an average of normal people or a mix? I know when I was training or had an exercise plan, everything was coming out the same day or next morning, no matter what I ate. Yeah, if you're active, of course, your digestive system is going to be faster. You're also going to eat and consume more too, because your body needs to get that stuff processed faster to keep the muscle mass formed and feed the muscles. So yeah, if you're out there working out, yes, of course, it is going to speed up your digestive system. You know, that is definitely a thing. But for people who are non-active, which is probably what that was geared towards, it's probably geared toward people who are non-active. What's good, Rainwater? We're looking on 6 for that digestion vid, plus warn everyone to start paying more attention to products with bioengineered ingredients. Yes, sir. I agree with that. Drink warm or some hot tea to help digestion. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Room temperature water is the GOAT. That's all I drink. I don't even mess with cold water. Room temperature water. Let me tell you something. If when you rock with room temperature water, right, you can smash it. Like you ain't gotta drink it in segments because you don't want to get brain freeze. Nah, you can just dome water temperature water, and it mends better with your body. You know what I mean? So yeah, 100%. None of flame. You can't be eating no fake meat as a vegan. Not all vegan get cooked. Yo. I'm not eating no tofu. I'm not eating no vegan chicken. If I want chicken, I'm gonna eat chicken. All right. I'd rather eat mushrooms. Like, yo, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something that's delicious. And if you ever get a chance to try it, rock with it. All right. Rock with the mushroom bacon. They call it shroomican. But if you can get your hands on some mushroom bacon, Rap City. But mushroom bacon is fire. Like it is fire. You know, I actually rock with that pretty heavy. It was real good, man. And it had like a charbroiled taste to it. So like when I cooked it, right, you throw it on a pan on a skillet, and then when you rock out and eat it, it's got like a smoked taste to it. It was pretty good, man. But yeah, it's called shroomican. Vegan food is just the biggest joke ever created. Just dude, listen, I'm not even why eat why would you do this, you know what I mean? If you want to rock out with no meat, because I do no meat diet cleanses every once in a while. I might go a month with no meat. I might go 2 weeks with no meat. You know what I mean? I like to move my diet around depending on how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I notice when I do a no meat cleanse, my system actually catches back up and my metabolism speeds up again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do say that the no meat cleanse is fire. But yeah, if you want to just rock with the veggies, you can do that too. And an excellent stand-in for meat is mushrooms. Like if you want to just like let me go ahead and just do no meat, but I need some protein to stand in, you can rock with the mushrooms. You can literally make a mushroom sub. You can make a mushroom burger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can do that. You can do all kinds of things. Teriyaki the mushroom burger. You know, whatever, however you want to do it. It's a lot of ways you can go with it. Careful with fryers. Most have forever chemicals in them. Yeah, I used to have a new wave oven back in the day. Yeah, I didn't know much about that stuff back then though, but the new wave oven was clutch. But yeah, they do have some of them do have chemicals. Cold water can aid your body. Room temp is best. There you go. Doom giving us the info again. Actually, the temp is from a river or a stream. Yep. I mainly mess with cold water for cold resistance training or temp over 102. I have a high tolerance from heat being from SoCal. Nice. You're right. The mushroom bacon fire. I wouldn't call it bacon. Yeah, it's called shrimmikin. It's not bacon. It's called shrimmikin. Yeah. Cast iron for cooking. Yep. Indeed. All right. We all cut up on the comments again. All right. Let's take a look at what this dude Kenneth. this dude's actually a Marvel villain. This is actually a real dude, right? And he's a rich mogul. Let's see what he had to say. Kenneth Copeland. Look at this dude.
You want to fly commercial so that you can fly in luxury. How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but...
Isn't it the business of your donors?
Listen, I paid. The airplane that we have that I bought from Tyler Perry, and I didn't pay anywhere near. Tyler's one of the greatest guys. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it. I love your eyes.
Again, getting back to the comment, you said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
Isn't it true?
Okay, so I don't know about y'all, but that dude looks like Akuma from Street Fighter Alpha 2. That dude looked like Shin Akuma. I wouldn't mess with him. I wouldn't mess with dude for real. But yeah, that dude was he definitely looked like Akuma. If you ever seen Akuma, right? And for those of you who don't play video games, let me show you what Akuma looks. Man, let me show you what Akuma looks like real quick. So this dude literally looks like. Now the story of Akuma was the dude killed his master in order to obtain the status as the strongest fighter in his style. Look at this dude's face, yo. Don't he look just like him? Look at this. That's his face right there. Look. So yeah, dude, like he you know what I mean, my man literally let the powers of the Dark Hado take over his body. And you can't convince me that this cat don't look like Akuma. And he's supposed to be, somebody said he's a pastor. I've never seen the dude before, but somebody said he's supposed to be a pastor. What a coincidence that this dude literally looks like one of the demons he's supposed to be helping people get rid of, right? But you know, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But I just thought I wanted y'all to take a look at that. Dude looks weird. My man Albert Taylor says oyster mushrooms for pulled pork for a substitute. Yeah, I'll rock with it. Listen, mushrooms, you can even grow your own mushrooms. Yeah, you can even grow your own mushrooms. They actually got kits where you can grow your own mushrooms and they grow fast too. If you have in a situation where you run out of food, mushrooms can hold you down. Like they literally grow stupid fast. You can grow mushrooms in like 2 days. Yeah, you can feast on them joints. If you ever get in a survival situation, man, no, don't be one of them guys to go out there and just pick any mushroom off of anything, because some mushrooms you're not supposed to eat. But if you have like the right kind of mushrooms, you can actually rock with those, and they'll sustain you. They give you a little bit of nutrients. You know what I'm saying? They keep you going. The big portobello mushrooms, they cook like a hand. Listen, portobello mushrooms are the goat. Yo, what? Yo, listen, portobello mushrooms are fire. All right. I also like the Japanese mushrooms. What are they called? I can't remember. Y'all know what y'all know what I'm talking about. But the Japanese eat the mushrooms a lot. There's a lot of good mushrooms though, man. But the portobellos are my favorite, dude. I remember I used to tell my cousin all the time. I used to be like, yo, you should eat your mushrooms because if you don't eat your mushrooms, you won't be tall. Just look what happened to Super Mario. And he was like, oh, really? I said, yeah, that's why I got tall because I was eating mushrooms. So he started eating mushrooms. He started getting taller. Yeah, I kept eating them. So he stopped growing at one point. I said, yo, did you stop eating mushrooms? Like, yeah, I forgot about that. I said, yo, I kept eating them. I'm 6'3". He like 6 feet tall. But yeah, I'm not saying that that's got something to do with it, but maybe it does because I thought it did. All this food, let's get slashed with a cold soda is a killer. Yeah, that dude looked like a demon. Oh God, he looked like Akuma. Told you, Akuma in Japanese means demon. I feel like he was the villain from the mask. Yeah, when he put the mask on, yo. Yeah, man, I remember that. That was a good movie. He got to be a reptilian for real. Maybe not a reptilian though, man. The dude might mess around and just be another. He might just have another entity occupying his body, yo. Facts. I mean, he might allow, to gain that faith. What is it? Wealth and fame. He had to be faithful to like a demon or entity. He probably let it in his body or something. He's supposed to be a pastor, right? It just makes you wonder whose side they playing for. Food addictive and facial expression and emotion. Yep. We now pastor. It's the jackfruit for pulled pork sub. Jackfruit? I never had the jackfruit for a substitution for pulled pork. I would try it though. Definitely. I definitely try that. I wonder what you can rock out with that at. Certain mushrooms can even eat radiation. Yeah, I've heard that too. And some can eat cancers. I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that. He's a C19 meme. Okay. Shiitake mushrooms. They bad? How are they bad? How shiitake mushrooms bad? Shit, I like shiitake mushrooms. Explain that to me so I can know why I'm not eating them no more. He blows with the wind. That's the power of the mind. Yes, indeed. Those who spend their time fighting demons will sooner or later become a demon. Yep. Hello all. What up? What up? What up, Nicole? All right, let's move on. I got some stuff for y'all. What is this? Oh yeah, we need to talk about this because y'all gotta be I gotta put y'all on point. Look, get y'all pen and paper handy right now because y'all need to write this down. All right, y'all gonna be asking me, yo, Six, what's the name of that website? Get your pen and paper ready right now. Whatever you got, your tablet, whatever if you got your cell phone, however you get down, right? If you can put me in a small screen in the corner and pull up your notepad, do that now. I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds because we gonna discuss this because I tried this and this shit is real. And I don't like it. But yeah, we need to be opting out of all this stuff, man. Because everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. Are y'all about ready? Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right, let's do this. All right, so y'all gonna want to opt out of this website. Here we go.
The scariest site that I found on the regular internet. This site is called PimEyes, and it's a face search engine that will make you want to move off the grid. The way it works, you can upload or take a photo of anyone. It doesn't have to be a good photo. And in a couple of seconds, it will pull up all the pictures of them on the internet. That's me from like 2 years ago. There is a way to opt out of it, and I put the link in my bio.
All right, so get to it. Get out there and get to it. Get out there and do that. All right. Put y'all on point. Y'all need to opt out of that. If y'all ain't trying to be a part, I don't know about you, but I'm good on I'm chill on that. But yeah, it's called man, let me put it in here because I know somebody gonna ask me. Here we go. I just put it right there in the comments for anybody who's asking what exact website was it or what have you. You got it right there. But yeah, go opt out of there. Because that is some bullshit. All right, let's move on. All right, let's talk about the let's talk about man, I got a plethora of things we can discuss. Let's drop this on them real quick. All right, let's talk about this old. Now, I actually just learned about this. I'm not gonna say I just learned about it, but I want to go over this video with you guys. Check out this ancient computer right here.
First looked at the results, it was astonishing. We've had to rethink the history of technology completely as a result of this single object. It's such a clever, extraordinary, sophisticated machine, completely shocking for ancient Greece.
"120 years ago, sponge divers discovered a shipwreck off the tiny island of Antikythera in Greece. And what they found changed our understanding of human history forever. Among the treasure trove were marble statues, elegant vases, glistening jewellery and ancient coins, and what looked to be a hunk of corroded metal that no one knew quite what to do with.
It was not recognized at all as being anything interesting when it was discovered. It was just a corroded lump about the size of a large dictionary.
But when, in 1902, it was discovered that there were gear wheels inside it, everyone suddenly got rather excited.
This was the first shock because anything from ancient Greece simply shouldn't have gear wheels. These were precision gears with teeth about 1 millimeter long. And this was just completely shocking.
And the Antikythera mechanism has captured the imagination of archaeologists, mathematicians, and scientists ever since.
It's a dedicated calculating machine, and it uses bronze gear wheels to calculate the cycles of the cosmos being the sun, the moon, the planets, against the stars. And wind it forward 10 years, and you can know where the sun and the moon is going to be, where the planets are going to be.
The question of why the ancient Greeks created such a device has plagued experts since its discovery.
I think it was conceived as a calculating machine that would calculate the theories they had. They had astronomical theories, but could calculate those at the turn of a handle. So it would demonstrate how you could look ahead, say, what's the position of the moon going to be in 5 years' time? You could turn the handle. They'd tell you almost immediately. This is a massive step forward in the history of science and technology. Something we take for granted now, but in those days, the idea that your scientific theories could be mechanized, the predictions could be mechanized, was absolutely astonishing.
Now kept in a museum in Greece, the 2,000-year-old device is split into 82 fragments, and much of it is missing. But in the years since this discovery, modern technology has vastly advanced what we know about the mechanism. In the 1970s, a team X-rayed the device, and the first secrets were revealed, dozens of cogs hidden within it. But it wasn't until 3D X-ray technology came along that they could separate these gears out.
We took an 8-ton X-ray machine to Athens, installed it in the museum, and we took X-ray data of all the 82 surviving fragments of the mechanism. And when we first looked at the results, it was astonishing because it showed us not only all the gear wheels in 3 dimensions so we could separate them, but it showed us all these new inscriptions in the fragments as well.
A new world of secrets was revealed, a user guide hidden within the folds of corroded bronze.
This was a wonderful revelation. Out of that data has come nearly all the breakthroughs in recent decades. Came the discovery that it predicted eclipses, that it followed the variable motion of the moon.
Previous experts had been able to model the back of the mechanism up until this point, but these inscriptions helped Tony and his colleagues with their latest model, which focuses on the front of the device.
There's thousands of text characters in ancient Greek which tell us how it worked. It displayed the ancient Greek cosmos, the sun, moon, and planets, in a sort of ring system. It brought back the history of technology to a much earlier time. It is completely astonishing that the ancient Greeks firstly had the conception of making this technology, and secondly, the ability to actually physically make it. We've had to rethink the history of technology completely as a result of this single object. The great Arthur C. Clarke said, if the ancient Greeks had understood the capabilities of the technology they created, then they would have reached the moon within 300 years, and we'd now be exploring the nearest stars.
Now, Tony and his team will take their theoretical model and use ancient Greek techniques to build a physical model of the mechanism. And modern technology may reveal more secrets of the ancient world still.
There were certainly in the ancient world more devices like the Antikythera mechanism. It wasn't unique. I think the only real hope of finding another machine like the Antikythera mechanism is from a shipwreck. The hopeful thing is there are thousands of shipwrecks down there under the Mediterranean. Some of them at very deep levels, but the diving technology is advancing so much that it's becoming possible to explore quite deep wrecks. To understand the technological world we live in today, we need to understand its history. What the Antikythera mechanism tells us is that that history is different than what we thought, that it started earlier, that it's developed in this incredible flourishing of this sophisticated technology, and then it seemed to go backwards. We kind of take it for granted, I think, in the modern world that technology will just keep on advancing. But throughout history, this hasn't always been the case. The history of technological development doesn't go in a straight line. It develops in fits and starts and sometimes gets lost and forgotten.
So my man said technology literally is not an inclined path. Sometimes it gets lost and forgotten. Right. So that's the excuse as to why they're telling you they cannot build equipment to go back to the moon because that technology is lost. Make it make sense. It makes no fucking sense. It never makes sense. But yeah, so that's what it is. So yeah, this device was supposed to be one of the first computers that they're showing us anyway. But it looks like it looks like it works like an analog Rolex or something, man. It's pretty smooth the way it flows around and stuff. And they said if they knew what degree of information that they or technology that they created, they could have been charting the stars earlier. Yeah, whatever. We all know what time they on with that, so we ain't gonna do that. There's a computer made of rope and knots from a civilization in South America. I didn't see that. Interesting. I just opt out of it. Fire. That's what's up, Alfonso. So upload a pic to opt out, right? Yeah, they want because they have to have something in order to in order to drop from their system or what have you. If the Greeks made it, which I doubt. There you go, Vic. Vic already know what's up. Or suppressed 1,000. All right, listen. Let's go ahead and do this, right? We get ready to drop the invite link to anybody that wants to hop in so we can chop game. I know my man, the heavyweight Victor Von Doom is going to be in here. My man Victor Von Doom is the people's champ. People come here to hear Doom too. They be like, man, let me come up. I actually had somebody hit me up last week. They was like, yo, that dude Victor Von Doom. He was like, bro, I usually put my kids to bed. I roll up, spark one, I watch your show, and then I just be zoning, man. He's like, Victor Von Doom got some bars for you, I tell you. But yeah, there's the link, and you guys can feel free to hop in and chime in, man. You know how we do, family. It's not lost. Our phones can get us to the moon with the right programming. Word. Now it's not lost. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. The phones probably have so much more of a capability. You know what I mean? It might be a situation where you swap out one piece for another more powerful piece, and boom, it's much stronger than it was at the current state we have it in. But the technology is dumbed down for the public to use it. Oh, Vic and Jared rounds. Nah, we're not doing that, bro. We not doing that today. I'm not doing that, yo. No, we're not doing the round versus flat thing. No, not today. No, we got other stuff to talk about. It's too much other stuff going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Nah. And then shit, how about the internet outages, man? How about that? And how about the banks not letting people get any cheese out of the banks, man? We got other stuff to talk about rather than that, man. We can talk about that later. But in terms of the all other things going on, bro, we got to chop game. We got to chop game. There is the link. See which comments I missed. Go back up. I caught all of them. But yes, indeed. But yeah, I had saw a video, and this dude was like, "Yeah, they're not letting us get our money." So they tried to say Italy had a internet outage or something crazy like that. And this dude, this is why they do like regional video banning. You know how like if you are in a certain region, you can't watch certain videos, which is the stupidest thing ever. But the reason they do that is because if they telling you that Italy has an issue with the internet and people aren't able to, it's a mass power outage in Italy. And then they have some asshole like basically have them, yeah, I'm in Italy right now on the internet. I don't know what the hell they talking about. Like, yeah, it's gonna crumble your narrative. So that's why they have situations like they'll have like regional coding. Like even DVDs. If you were to take like a DVD, I had bought this Canadian DVD. It was Are You Afraid of the Dark? It was an old TV children's show, and it was one of my favorite shows that was on Nickelodeon at the time. I still like this show. I watch it every now and then with my peoples. So I'll watch the joint, and then but when I go to put it on the PlayStation, it'll say, yeah, this is coded for the UK and Canada, so you can't really watch this. But it'll let you watch it up to 3 times, and then the third time they'll permanently lock you out where you can't watch no more other regional videos anymore. So what I did was I actually just copied the video, and then when I copied the DVDs and played them on the PlayStation, they played like regular. So it's stupid as hell, But this is why people use stuff like VPNs, because you can actually go watch other regional programming and other things. Like if you got a VPN on your phone or something, and you turn on Netflix, you can actually watch videos that have been taken off in the American market for Netflix, and then the UK or wherever other country you have the VPN set for, you can watch videos they watch. So I know y'all been waiting for my man here, the heavyweight man in the house. I got Victor Von Doom. What's up, son? What's good, yo?
Peace. How you doing?
Chilling, man. Chilling, man. What's good with you?
Oh, everything. It wasn't just a wild week for you. It was a wild week for me too. And we went on looking for you, and Wolf came on, and I was like, what? So yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. But, it's pretty busy week, like I said, just running around doing stuff. But man, what's really going on though, man, with everything, man? What's up with the internet? Have you experienced any outages up there where you at?
We've experienced some things. All I can say is when it comes to the internet, I've been personally, how could I say this? They've let me know that my internet service is not from Time Warner. Okay. They let me know my internet service is from someplace else because they can shut you off. They can wipe you. They can do everything. So when it just goes down, there's no big deal because it's not the whole slow service, all that stuff. This is electromagnetic radiation. There's no such thing as slow anything. So service up here has been pretty much like it is throughout the year. I don't know about anywhere else, but it'll act funny. My cell phone will start to do weird things. You don't know when it's the service. You don't know when it's the technology, or if it's some weather condition.
Yeah.
And I find it odd that weather can affect this super technology so easily.
Ain't that something, yo?
It's like, but see, it goes back to what I was saying. Like, okay, everybody's afraid of AI, and I'm like, okay, well, let there be a snowstorm and Terminator is dead. If it's all like that, okay. The solar flares. Oh my God, the weather. It's gonna be colder. I took when I go to the gym, my phone is in my bag, and if I take too long to walk to the car or walk to the building, then my phone is like frozen, it's cold, and it's like, and I'm like,
the screen takes long to respond. That's facts. The liquid crystal display starts to slow down. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, how advanced is this technology, or is it the old saying, or the thought where the more complex something is, the more fragile it is? Okay, because we know mountain goats can rams can hit each other in the head constantly for mating, but let humans do that. No, we're gonna be in the hospital.
Right.
We're built. We have more complexities to us, even though that's a mammal and we're a mammal, but they're built tough for that. Our technology, or not ours, the technology is built to break down. It's built not to last very long. So, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's that, or if it's just they're blowing smoke up our butts, making us more afraid of technology that is yet to come, and having us dependent on technology and hyping up the stuff that is here now. So I really don't know. I know I'm busy working with the technology I was born with. That's my biggest concern. Like you said, the food digestion and everything else. If the computers and these phones go down, I couldn't be happier. So
facts.
Just forces to write letters.
What's really good with the with the balloons, man? What's up with the balloons, man? What's up with the spy balloon? The China spy balloon. I know you got an opinion on that. I gotta hear this.
Well, I mean, first off, I'm like, okay, if you know it's a Chinese spy balloon, you got that much information on it. Like where does that come from?
Yeah.
First, how do you know it's a Chinese spy balloon? Second, how come you didn't shoot it down?
Exactly.
Okay.
They said they worried about the debris landing on somebody.
They don't give a damn about nobody.
When have they ever given a shit about any of that, bro? You fly over something you're not supposed to fly over. God bless you, because you done.
Right. If I got a balloon on a bike and I go too high, I'm gonna have like F-14s on my ass.
Right.
Okay. It's like identify yourself. And I'm like, got a big sign. Hey, Black Lives Matter in the sky, something crazy like that. Is like, please lower the vehicle or we will be forced to fire on you.
Right.
And that's just it. But you get this balloon, and I don't support. I was just picking the organization. But you see this balloon and you're just letting it float and float and float and float and float. We don't know what it is. Float and float and float and float.
Right.
And it's visible. Okay, so I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just a distraction. Or somebody put up like I was telling you some weeks back, you and I could put up our own sats.
Right.
Okay. And then if they come down, if they don't come all the way down, they're going to drift.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people doing backyard satellite projects. A lot of high schools do, satellite projects, and colleges do satellite projects, microsats.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, somebody's microsat, and they're going to use this as an impetus to make China look like the enemy again, or something like that, or give us something to holler about. And then they shoot it down, and everybody's like, oh, they got the balloon, honey. America still works. Like, it's a bunch of dumbasses sitting there watching the 11 o'clock news thinking China is, sending this one balloon over. All the technology they got. And they send it by a balloon.
And then like, check this out. Like, people are not even using their brains. Like, hold on. So the balloon was sent here all the way from over China. So you telling me the balloon just flew all the way over the sea?
Right.
The adverse wind currents, screw those, screw everything. It just drifted over. What are y'all even talking about?
Right.
What are we talking? And you know what's messed up is what makes me the most agitated. The dudes who's fake woke. It'd be a lot of times it's the right wingers. The dude who's we're not taking no jab. Okay, absolutely, I agree with that. But then they'll go say China, Biden let China bring a weather balloon over here. Like, are y'all even thinking anymore? Like, are y'all actually using critical thought? It doesn't make sense. Okay.
Right.
So you telling me China just sent a balloon flying off? They stood at the beach of China, sent this balloon in the sky, and everybody blew real hard, like and the the balloon went flying. Like, whoa, what are y'all talking about right now? Then
No.
look, they're saying, oh, it had a satellite built in it. No, the reason it had a satellite fucking built in is because that's the satellite. That's the one that's taking pictures of the land. That's the Google Maps. That's the fucking you know what I mean, the navigation system, all of that stuff, bro. That's kind of what I'm saying with the whole balloon situation. The China narrative didn't make sense.
No, and it may have also been your fault because you did that one live on the Chinese food, and they were like, we got to get him, so it was headed your way, but America was looking out for you, like, oh, he's a national destroyer,
I'm protected.
Yeah. He's got diplomatic immunity. No.
But you know what's crazy? Like, the one of the main jobs of the U.S. government, actually the only job they really were supposed to have from the rip, was to protect the borders. Originally, that's what they were there for. They were there to
and they're sucking at that right now.
How about that?
Because I believe that the borders really, first of all, the borders are illusionary. Let's just be real.
Yeah, of course.
But if you're going to pay lip service to an imaginary border that you all agreed to recognize, then hold up to that. But when you've got debt and when you've basically sold out to corporations, other countries, how much of America and the US really belongs to the US?
Yeah.
We know that China has bought up a lot of territory here. We know that private corporations have a lot of sway here.
Mm-hmm.
So how much is really being controlled and regulated by the old-fashioned great, big brother? And, how much is controlled by the perverted uncle? How much is being controlled by the evil aunt and your nasty cousins you ain't never met? You got other people who have interests out there that people don't know about. Like certain highways, are controlled or invested in by other countries. Certain areas, get benefits, and there's other countries involved. There's a lot of stuff we don't know that we need to research, and then you'd be able to put it together. So I don't know what that balloon could have been. Like I said, it wasn't. It didn't alarm me at all because, again, being one who's familiar with meteorological technology and aeronautical technology and space technology, a balloon with what appears to be a satellite device on the bottom.
Right.
What's the big deal?
Exactly.
Oh, you're gonna blame? Yeah, but you're gonna blame. Then they said when we shot it down, China was pissed off because they said that was a private. Okay, so wait a minute, hold on, let me get this straight. You're gonna get pissed off about a private, non-government balloon instead of saying, "Oh, you know what? We're so sorry, America. That was, the Lee Corporation, and they put up a balloon, and we got in their ass because it went in American airspace and could have caused an incident. We are so sorry." No, it was like, how dare you shoot down that balloon that doesn't belong to our government? But no, and then it wasn't even China. I heard it was people here saying they said it. So we go on a bunch of he say she say stuff. We just like a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, let's see China talk about it. Let's see China get online and say, you know what, we don't like what you did, and I'm pissed off. I'm butthurt. You shouldn't have shot it down, and we would have taken care of it ourselves. You suck. Yeah. Then I see that. Oh well, okay, maybe it was, but then somebody said that wasn't Chinese. I mean, that was the actor. We don't know at the end of the day what the hell is going on. Okay. Sometimes we have to make sure: is it me wiping my own ass, or am I a hologram? Exactly. Am I real? And that's how bad it is out here. Like you said, for some people like yourself, 2020 was it. Nobody trusts or anything. Nobody knows what's going on. Mm-hmm. Mine was just after the the Columbia blew up. I was in high school. I was in junior high when that ship exploded, and that's when I started asking questions because we witnessed that. And everybody was like, the Russians blew it up. There was all these rumors about why those astronauts died. The Challenger, I think. No, it was Challenger, when the Challenger blew up. And then later on, other catastrophes. And the icing on the cake was 9/11. 9/11. And, I was like, okay, what just happened? Later on, my instincts told me this ain't,
The story
something
ain't
ain't right.
adding up. Yeah.
And then later, I'm foraging for parts for an experiment, and somebody gives me an old computer. I take it apart. I put the drive in somewhere else, and I see what's on it. And someone has made a hodgepodge of stuff with the Four Horsemen, X-Files, 9/11. And I said, wait a minute. I remember that. I watched that show. I remember that episode. And so I went back to the episode. And yeah, the plane on remote, the Twin Towers being attacked. The Cold War was over. We needed an enemy. The whole thing was in the show. And this was 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years before 9/11 that this show had put that out there. And I noticed that's when I started seeing the events. Backtrack to other events going forward. When Avengers Endgame came out,
Right.
I said, they're getting ready to do this to us. Thanos is a archetype of a thought, is an attitude towards
an
people.
idea.
And I heard people saying, you know what, I agree with Thanos. The population is just too high. And it's always somebody that sounds like that. Even when I read the comments, I know that's that voice. Okay. Yeah, I agree. He's not a bad guy. It's just too many people. And there's not enough resources. Somebody's got to go.
That's crap,
like,
though, because there's literally enough space. I've heard
Right.
there's literally enough space in like Texas itself for everybody. I think it was everybody in the United States of America to fit in Texas.
Right.
Comfortably.
See,
like Texas is huge.
We have enough resources and space. It's just you don't have enough when you got one guy with an ugly sweater, I'm gonna leave nameless, who says, well, I'm gonna buy up all this land because there's too many people. So I'm gonna do you a favor, I'm gonna buy up all the farmland, and that should help out with the population problem. So you got one person who's buying up all this land, and other one people's buying up all this land and controlling this and control all the resources, and we've got all this, and it's like, of course there wouldn't be anything because you all own it. The Vatican owns this much land, and you own this much land. Okay, so that's what the problem is. So I don't think we do have a population problem. We have a large population of asshats with lots of power that we give them, and that's the problem. So no, I don't ascribe to the population issue at all. And as far as the Vatican and everybody else owning land, again, that's a problem that the people need to stand up and make known that they don't like. But when you got that attitude like that, like, well, I agree there's a problem. Well, that comes from a certain mindset. The same mindset of somebody who says, and it's amazing that the Greeks had this kind of technology. It's just astounding. It forces us to rethink our view. And then you got kids like myself that grow up hearing that and they say, yeah, our views, ain't no our views, kid.
Right.
You're listening to this this person who calls himself a scientist, a researcher, and he comes from a certain point of view where we are the pinnacle of civilization. We, the West, have done everything. We came, we conquered, we civilized the known world. And then you find something that doesn't add up, and you're like, whoa, those people, it's astounding. Well, it's only astounding because of your Eurocentric view that you are the pinnacle. History didn't start until your mama squatted and you came out. That's the wrong view.
Yeah.
And I get upset with that. And I forget the name of the actual device. It's called I studied it. It's called the something device. But anyway, but no, I don't even think that the Greeks made it. Okay. If they did, great. Because they got a lot of their influence from down south, I'll just say. And I've talked to some Greek people and they're like, yeah, we pretty much know, we, got our, like knowledge flows, knowledge travels. And I don't believe that this is an isolated device. There were other mechanisms that existed. They've got crystals that have been carved, which could not have been carved with just a bunch of flintstones. Okay, they found a 1,000,000-year-old spark plug in, I think, the Grand Canyon somewhere. If anybody knows about the spark plug, please let me know. It's been a while, but yeah, a spark plug. And they only say it's a million plus years old is because of the strata of the earth in which it was found, and it was found inside of a rock. A spark plug.
I did see that. The spark plug was found inside of a rock. Yeah, I did see that.
Now, at first, I passed it off as okay. Well, maybe it was a part of a larger device that became caught in a magnetic instability, where the parts got fused into solid rock. Now, I know that in itself sounds incredible. Okay, but there are certain areas of science which can cover that as sound science. But then if it is a spark plug that is that old, why is that so surprising? That is only surprising if you think you are the pinnacle, that you are the first generation, that you are everything. And so that's not the case.
Shoot, they say there's nothing new under the sun, right? So they always say
nothing
new. Says they didn't shoot down that balloon. Missiles, rockets don't go that high. Okay. That's
so, yeah, I mean, I was honestly looking for the missile, the laser, the whatever. All the news showed was like the explosion.
Yeah, so you know what's crazy? I saw the plane fly, and you know what's also crazy? It also had a giant freaking chemtrail behind the plane the whole time it was flying. It was like people thought that was normal. Like this shit was leaving a giant streak across the sky. Y'all think this is okay? And then it was like something flew off of the plane. It looked like, but it never actually got to the balloon. And then it exploded, and there was a bunch of white shit in the balloon. You know what I mean?
Right.
Over the place. Like my man Wolf said, all entertainment. What can you really be sure you've seen? Listen, we already been talking about Project Bluebeam. We've been talking about Project Bluebeam for 2 years. Could that have just been a show for people to watch, a Project Bluebeam type of show? Could it have been a PSYOP, Challenger PSYOP? Astronauts, no one died. Agree with that. I agree with that. They're acting artificial life that use the same energy, if not more. Everyone on the planet can live in Texas. That's what it is, the planet. Yeah. Texas is huge. And listen, there's plenty of plants and stuff. Everyone would just like grow, you know what I mean? There'd be plenty of sustenance from growing from the earth itself in order to feed everybody, man. There's not a shortage of any damn thing. It's all illusions.
Yeah, and going back to the I'm sorry for your experience with the vegan food. I didn't want to offend anybody by making the comment that that it was a big joke to make vegan products like that. But when I was vegan, I was doing it. I was making vegan pizza. I was making vegan this, vegan that, and it was just because I was trying to replace the food that I knew. So if now looking back, if I was really vegan at the core, I would be eating fruits and vegetables, water, and that's it. Instead of trying to mimic the life I had with all these newfangled ways to fry up mushrooms to seem like steak, and taking flour and putting it together with this and that, and making gluten and all that crap. No, you're gonna do that. Just be vegan, cut your life off, your old life. No more cooked food, no more this, no more that. If I want to cook, I can grill some watermelon, I can grill some peaches.
I heard grilled watermelon is pretty good.
I didn't think it was, but man, yeah. I was like, whoa, what is this? Or grill mushrooms. Yeah. But other than that, just
throw some of that garlic up on the mushrooms, man. I'm gonna tell you something. That's some of them. Yeah. You can cook the onions up, throw them on top of the mushrooms with some garlic, man. What?
Yeah. Portobello burger.
Yes, sir. Don't do it. Yes, sir.
Yes,
facts, man. Yeah, that's good eating right there, man. But yeah, agree, man. I've even heard that vegetables don't like to be eaten. They let off a defense chemical when they're eaten to ensure their survival. But fruits are the only thing that grows that like to be eaten.
Well, because fruits are, for the most part, the reproductive system. So, and if you look at most fruits, they match human reproductive systems, particularly the female.
The peach.
So they like to be eaten. That's no surprise. I'm not being vulgar or anything. I'm just saying, let's be real. And if you look up The Secret Life of Plants, there's a video out there, and the guy that wrote it, he was an investigator, and the video is astounding. And a lot of things I talk to you guys about, you know, like Wolf says, you know, vet the information. Hey, Victor said this. Let me look it up. Okay. And come back and say, Victor, the video said this, but you missed something. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, really? All right. Thank you. You know, so I stand to learn when you vet my information as well. And a lot of the experiments you can conduct on your own with a few pieces of equipment. If you're electronically inclined, that's great. If you're not, you know, say, you know, there's companies out there that will build prototype circuit boards for you, or will build components for you. For, you know, if you're serious about researching, you're serious about saying, I'm going to prove that this does this, or I'm going to prove that the world, whatever, you know, then there's resources out there that are not that expensive where you can conduct the experiments yourself. So yes, plants are intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
They know, they feel.
Yep.
So when you talk about talking to your food, praying over your food, okay, or even like if you have a farm, you know, have a relationship with the food that you grow. Okay, walk out there in the field with bare feet. Let them know I need you for sustenance. So grow rich and strong. Okay, and you know, just you'll know. Look up the history of George Washington Carver. I mean, the real history. Okay, he's another like Nikola Tesla, you know, who has a spiritual fabric in his work. We need to be spiritual in everything that we do. Okay, intuitive with the food that you eat. Talk to it. Sounds crazy, but how much more crazy is that than praying over your food at the table? I remember that growing up. No matter where you went to somebody's house, all right, sit down, pray. You know, we're gonna pray. Dear Lord, you know, and then you go on and you eat. You grab to eat. Somebody smack your hand. I'm from that era.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's like you're just sitting there eating on the toilet, eating in the car, you're eating on the floor. Nobody eats at the table anymore, and there's no spirituality to consumption. You know, they say you are what you eat. And if you're eating something questionable, like I love the list you put up. I really like that.
Yeah.
But if you got some food that might cause you some problems, pray over it. Talk to it, or tell your body, you know, I'm gonna give you something. I'm hungry. You know, don't beat me up for it. You know, try to break this down, and you know, let's just work, you know, decently together. And if you have a verbal as well as a mental relationship with your body and the food and the environment that you're taking in, you're gonna have a lot better go of it than most people. You're not just eating like an animal, just throwing stuff in your mouth.
Right.
You know, you have to talk to your food.
My man Tim says, why did that ring around the moon keep popping up? He's talking about the halo around the moon. I couldn't tell you, man. I don't have an answer for that. I don't.
Well,
I saw one around the sun too.
Yeah. I mean, there are answers, but you know, I have my answers. Other people have their answers. I don't want to get into anything that would
yeah, let's not
open up a box of flatworms. So yeah. Yeah, that ring, that ring is something. So
all right, Jared says they are hiding more land than you know of. Well, absolutely. I don't think anybody here disagrees about how much land they're actually. You can actually go on your phone right now and you can do like armchair, armchair exploring the world, and you can look on Google Maps at the world, and you can zoom in on some of these islands that don't even have names. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a lot of things on Google you can't even zoom in on because they're hidden.
Right.
Some of them islands are not on there. Like where you just see a giant mass of water, there's a fucking island right there they're not telling you about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Case in point. You know?
Yep.
The Chinese made vegan food long before we started thinking about it. From India to China, Buddhism came, and I'm sure it was a process for them too. I never heard about that actually, but they have some bomb ass vegan foods. The Chinese, especially at the temples.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Exactly.
More facts. Intelligible plants. Yep. Yeah. My man, who is eating at the toilet? The halo of ice crystals. Here we go with the ice crystals, huh? All right. How did you even know the balloon? How do we even know the balloon was sent from owned by China? Sounds like another op. That's
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I said.
That's what I'm saying. How do you know it was sent from China? What? You have a telescope where you could actually read the made in thing? I mean, that's no.
Yep. It's cat, man. All that shit is cat, bro. 100% fake. Fakery. All right,
Yeah.
Vic, let's talk about this, man. I wanted you to be here while we watch this video right here. So
Okay.
I'm gonna get your narrative on this because I know you're gonna have a lot to say about it. I do as well. Man, but let's say I'm sure you heard of the terminology walk-in souls, correct? Or
Yes.
drop-in souls.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it, man.
Howdy, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chad. On this channel, we talk about everything relating to spirituality.
Oh, by the way, because I don't want to be a jacker, the channel is Open Your Reality. So if you want to go check them out, hit them with a subscribe, drop them a like, and drop them a comment as well. Give them credit for their work because this is some fire.
Simulation theory and the paranormal. Although if you watch my channel long enough, you may come to realize the paranormal is really quite normal. Once you know certain things, that is. So in this video, I want to talk.
Johnson, you're fired. Why? It's not you. It's your
Talk about walk-in souls, what they are, how they do it, and why they do it. Now, before I begin, I just want to wish everyone a happy new year. Numerology states this should be a better year than 2021, and only time will tell. The year is already moving at a brisk pace, so without further ado, let's get started. So for those unfamiliar with the term walk-in, it was a term coined by Ruth Montgomery, a New Age author from the 1960s and 70s. Now, most souls, probably 99.9%, enter the body around the time of birth. But on occasion, souls can choose to enter a body well after birth. And this can occur in childhood, the teenage years, adulthood, really any time in a person's life, but mostly when they're younger. And something interesting to note, in normal circumstances, when a soul enters the body of an infant, it does not stay in the body full time. The soul can remain outside the body and merely watch it and the mother. At that point, it has the freedom to both be around the physical plane, but also interact in the spirit world. And the only real requirement for the soul is to enter the baby's body at the time of the first breath. Otherwise, a stillborn birth can take place. But even if a soul enters the body, it can come and go while the infant's body is still a baby. And this can go on until the age of 2 or 3. Tom Campbell backs up this assertion, saying that the LCS, larger consciousness system, can play out the life of the infant. Now, all this has nothing to do with walk-ins. I just wanted to let you know how the soul normally enters the body. A walk-in occurs when a person no longer wishes to inhabit their body. And this can happen for a number of reasons. But the main reason is that the person bit off more than they could chew and can't handle the difficulties of their lifetime. Now, while this person may feel overwhelmed in life, even depressed and wanting to no longer live, consciously, that soul must remain in its body. Because if a person takes their life, there are consequences, and if you want to know what they are, I made a video talking specifically about it, and I'll post the link to that video in the description and in the end screen, so you can watch it if you want. So being that a person is kind of stuck, they can make an agreement on an unconscious level to leave their body permanently. Now, this sort of thing is hashed out in the spirit world, and what you may not realize is that we can access the spirit world through our dreams. Now, in this book, Between Life and Death, by Dolores Cannon, she explicitly talks about a particular case where she regressed a 22-year-old woman back to her past life. And if you don't know, Dolores Cannon was a past life regression therapist who used hypnosis to help her clients remember their former incarnations. Now, most of the time, her clients were not fully conscious during their regressions, and sometimes had no memory of their dialogue with Miss Cannon. But that's all for another video. So anyway, this 22-year-old woman had mentioned in the book that she was a walk-in and had only been in the young woman's body for 1 year. So Miss Cannon proceeded to ask the young woman a host of questions about her experience as a walk-in, and the answers were fascinating. Basically, the young woman said that when souls want out of a body, it can sometimes be arranged. Again, this is not something the person is consciously aware of. They have no conscious memory of agreeing to do this. But when the conditions are right, that soul or consciousness will be able to leave their body and return to the spirit world. And since the physical body is still young and healthy, it would be a waste if it was allowed to die. And because there are so many spirits and not enough bodies for them all to inhabit, a soul can choose to step into it. And this is what a walk-in is. In the case of this young woman, the original soul left the body at the age of 21, and another soul walked in. The new soul had agreed in the spirit world to take on the responsibilities and karma of that particular body. Now, the new soul also gained all of the memories of the young woman. And I should point out that the new consciousness still retains, at least on a soul level, all its past incarnations. And it does not gain the memory of the past incarnations of the soul who left the body. And I hope that's clear. In the spirit world, walk-ins are not frowned upon, and I believe they've been happening since we've been incarnating as humans on this plane or planet. It's just that, as I said earlier, it's not the common method of entering a body on the physical plane. Now, strangely enough, the new soul who enters the body is not aware they have done so. And this was evident when the young woman awoke from the hypnotic state and Miss Cannon informed her of the conversation. Could you imagine what that was like? The young woman was extremely surprised and even rebelled at the idea, even though she had just given Miss Cannon a data dump of information on walk-ins and said she was one herself. Interestingly, the young woman said that her family said she seemed to have changed an awful lot in the last year. Now, whether she was truly a walk-in or not cannot be 100% proven, but it seems that way, doesn't it? In the case of this young woman, the two souls involved, the soul leaving and the soul walking in, had been in talks for 2 months regarding the ordeal. So it's not a decision that was made overnight. Typically, there are 2 ways the new soul enters the body. The first is near the point of death, where the person would seem to die and then begin again. But it can also happen during a deep sleep. One night, they go to sleep themselves, and the next morning, they wake up a new soul. I know it's eerie, right? And you may even be wondering if you yourself are a walk-in. You could be, but the chances are probably not. And if you feel you are a walk-in, let me know in the comment section. I'm curious to see if anybody does feel that they are. Now, some of you may also be wondering if this is a case of demonic possession. I'm sure there are a few of you out there who believe that, and I have to say, it is not. Both consciousnesses agree on a soul level and had the consent of their spiritual advisors. Possession is when a warped spirit tries to take over the body of a normal person. In the case of a walk-in, however, permission must be given and both souls must agree or it can't happen. Now, in the case of this young woman, both souls had shared previous lives together, so there was some familiarity. Another really key point about walk-in souls is that when they enter the body in the late teenage years or even early adulthood, they can forego the traumas of childhood and birth. Yes, they inherit those memories, but since they didn't directly experience those events, they are free from any possible hurt and pain that occurred during that time. And this allows the new soul to be much less encumbered. In turn, they have more energy and vigor to tackle the difficult challenges they inherit with the new body. Plus, these walk-in souls are more open to the influences of the spirit world, since they just came from there. I also want to add that the consciousness of the person having the walk-in experience is never interrupted. That's one of the reasons the young woman was completely no. unaware it had happened. There is often no discomfort, no interference, and no one monumental moment where the person becomes aware they have left and a new soul has entered. However, where it is necessary or desired, the person can become consciously aware they are a walk-in. But I imagine this is not common. Guys, I have one more important point to make about walk-ins. Now, I hope you're enjoying this subject, and I see many of you have not yet subscribed to this channel. If you have not done so already, please subscribe and click the notification bell. It's free, it's easy, and it only takes a second. Thank you. So the last thing I want to mention about walk-ins is that it's not looked down upon in the spirit world. Taking your life when the body is healthy is definitely viewed as a failure and not looked upon favorably. But a walk-in situation is not one in which the soul leaving should feel any kind of shame. It simply chooses a life with too difficult a circumstance to handle, and so it asks for an out. Now, even though we plan things out in the spirit world, once we incarnate into the physical, all bets are off. And the best thought out plans often go awry. The spirit world views the case of walk-ins to be a much more useful and effective tool than to allow the physical vehicle to die. Now, the soul that leaves the body of a walk-in will return to the spirit world and plan out a new life. And in all probability, that life will be easier than the life they just lived. Remember, not every lifetime is difficult and not every lifetime is easy. The level of difficulty of each incarnation we live varies. And if you're living a particularly difficult life now, maybe the last one that you lived was easy, or maybe the next one will be a lot easier than it is now. Or perhaps this is the life in which you try to burn off your karma, so it's particularly challenging. I personally believe that many people who are born with physical challenges are trying to speed up the rate at which they burn off karma. And on the flip side, they could deliberately be choosing to experience a difficult life to more quickly raise their spiritual vibration. One of the most advanced souls Dr. Michael Newton ever put under trance said she always takes a body with physical challenges. And according to the patients of Miss Cannon and Dr. Newton, we have to agree to the circumstances of our physical birth on a soul level. No soul takes on a physically challenged body without first agreeing to it in the spirit world. Well, I hope I touched on everything having to do with walk-in souls, but if you have any lingering questions about the subject, please drop them in the comment section, or better yet, email them to me at openyourreality@gmail.com. Big thanks to everyone supporting the channel, including Elizabeth G., who has been a consistent financial contributor. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. I also owe a great deal of gratitude to all the patrons and everyone who has ever donated. And if you'd like to help out, the links are below. All right, I'm going to keep cranking out the content.
All right, so that's walk-ins, man. They got some pretty interesting stuff here if you look at the comment section too. This one dude says, I met a walk-in last year. I was Ubering and we really had a nice conversation. She was like, I can't believe I'm gonna tell you this, but I know that I can trust you. I'm a walk-in soul. I had never heard of the term, and when she explained it, I was amazed. She told me the previous owner had cancer and she was so close to expiring, put it that way. And when she got into the body, she was able to heal it. Imagine how confused the doctors were. Damn, I wish I could talk to this lady again. She knew a lot. There's a lot of interesting testimonies in the comment section. So, like I said, don't write something like this off easily without considering something like this to be a fact or something to even look into, because this is how you achieve knowledge of new horizons. You have to accept the fact that there's something that was overlooked, or you may not know everything about this particular subject, and you have to be willing to absorb new information. Now, when you get the information, you can pick apart what you do accept and what you don't, but just rejecting it right away, that sounds like demonic possession. Not necessarily. If there's one thing we have to understand, this is not a war of physical. This is more of a spiritual war. You know, Ephesians 6:12 will tell you that. This is basically not a war of the physical. This is a war of the spiritual, basically. So with that said, something like this is something that should be talked about. I'm anxious to hear what you got to say, dude.
I believe I've talked to walk-ins, but they didn't know it. The only thing I don't ascribe to fully is the ideal that a lot of us choose to be disabled or choose to be lynched or beat up, despite my spiritual practices, despite my journeys in the astral. None of that. I'm not at the point where I'm not at the level of development where I have experienced an answer to that, where it's like, oh, it's true. I did come into this life to be abused, and I wanted that experience. I don't see the universe as being so ignorant as to needing to be burned alive to say, oh, that was a wonderful experience. Okay, now I can move on to the next one, or not wonderful, but enlightening experience. We've been dying in a number of gruesome natural and engineered ways for millennia. I would think that the universe would be caught up now on, okay, I've been burned, butchered, raped, stabbed, shot. I've been all that. I pretty much know what that feels like. So I now should get on to the living forever part. But no, that isn't the case. So again, I'm saying for me, I don't ascribe to that one thing, at least at this point in my life. But as far as the walk-ins are concerned, that's not new to me. And the walk-ins, I must let you guys know, are not always human, meaning prior human souls. Some of them are elementals. Some of them are something greater. I don't know of anybody that had anything lesser than an elemental slip in. And what do I mean by elemental? I mean, like there's earth, fire, water, air, and I'm leaving spirit out because in this regard of elements, I'm talking about spirits, spirit elements, and some of those elements can take on the form a bipedal humanoid aspect, and they can possess a body, especially if the magician wants a partner. So let's say A6, you're a magician, a practicing hermetic magician, and you want a partner, a mate, and you have fallen in love with the water element, and you want this water elemental to be with you. Then that water elemental, with enough power from you, she will find a body at the edge of death, or someone like this individual who doesn't want to live anymore, and they will possess that body, and then that elemental will find you, and she will be bound to you. But according to what I've read, that's not advised, because then upon death, you will be bound to the lower element of water for the rest of your existence in the astral. And you're a higher being. You're consistent of 5 elements. So it's not really advised for a practitioner to call that kind of entity for a partner. You'd be better off with a succubus, because at least you won't, she might drain you and harm you, but at least you won't be bound after death to the singular element of water. So as far as human walk-ins, again, I believe I've talked to one or two that weren't aware. They talked about experiences where they had come back or like felt like waking up the next day was a new life, and then it wasn't until I later got reintroduced to concepts of walk-ins and astral travel and whatnot. I said, oh, wait a minute, you know what, maybe they were one of those walk-in souls. I don't think I'm one, but in my journeys I've been to parallel universes, but no, pretty much when I return, it's me. And yeah, he's right, it's not demonic possession. I would think that a trillion-year-old entity would have a lot better things, had more things to do than possessing ex-Catholic little girls and jumping around, hooping and hollering. So, that's another discussion for another, unless it comes up tonight. No, I don't think a lot of that, I don't think it's demon possession at all. But yeah, this is a very interesting topic. Our nervous system is connected to the cosmos, so it shouldn't be a surprise. Hell, I could even, with enough power, slip into someone else's consciousness while they're awake and then later on tell them, oh yeah, you were having salad, and then you had that egg which was cold. I don't like cold egg. And they're sitting there like, what? And then you had cranberries. I'm like, they were okay, but they were kind of hard. Yeah, they said, how did you? I was like, because I was tasting the food. I was looking from behind your eyes. Is that possession? I don't know. I haven't taken it over, but I have experienced our consciousness. We're sharing the same physical experience. So you can call it kind of like a hijacking of the nervous system. So if people that are awake can do this, or distant healing, if I can heal you or harm you in a
viewing, right?
Say what?
Remote viewing? Is that what you're talking about?
It's very similar to remote viewing. Just you take it an extra step, and you're able to slip into the physical vehicle of another person.
Got you.
Okay. Like wearing clothes. It's just like you got two people inside the suit jacket instead of one. But you know it, they don't. Unless they're highly sensitive. And they'll say, I had this funny feeling about you yesterday. Were you thinking about me? And you're like, no, I was possessing your body and having salad with the egg. And they're like, what? So that can happen. Well, if that can happen, it stands to, it's not a surprise that if you can't handle life and you want to leave, that you're having a secret meeting with another entity to swap places. You all have to realize how precious your body is. This vehicle, I know a lot of ancient schools of thought, Gnostics and others say that this is hell, this is suffering. And yeah, it's suffering. But when you go without a physical faculty for a little while and you get it back, you realize just how grateful you are to have a body. And I have lost a couple of faculties. Okay. Do an experiment, and I'm not gonna get into the experiment, but I was exposed to a burst of UV radiation, and I went blind for 3 days.
Sheesh.
I appreciated my sight after that.
Right.
I've lost other faculties temporarily, and I'm glad I feel tired. I'm glad I feel pain. I'm glad I feel all of these different things. Yes, I said pain. Because imagine you have no senses of feeling whatsoever. You can't touch your baby. You might hurt your kids because you don't know how hard you're grabbing anything. You can't hold the fork to, and if you have no feeling, you more likely won't have taste. So, to lose these faculties, and get them back, I've realized that, okay, so as a spirit wanting to touch, feel, yeah, I might get beat up, but that's an experience. I kind of get it, even though I'm not fully on the bus with, I incarnated so that I could grow up in Cambodia during a certain war and be shot or be blown up with my family. That I'm not jiving with that particular school of thought.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I would urge all of you to look further into this. If you've got older family members with stories, or if any of you are related to medicine workers, or hoodoo women, or you hear your family talk about putting the hanks on people, or you got the root put on you, start digging.
I just got word that the chat is glitching out, so we might need to switch the subject because the chat is tripping right now.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, we might need to move on. You know how that shit goes. I wish I could hear more of that, but they started messing with the chat. So
wow. Okay.
I noticed it even stopped too. So let's switch gears.
Got you. Okay.
We was getting too deep.
Okay.
You know how we do. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on then. Let's see. All right, let's take a look at this guy right here. All right, so this gentleman here was exercising his right to travel. Okay. And this gentleman had no license, no registration, no insurance, private plate, no ticket. So let's see how he carried it.
Another officer just pulled up right now.
All right, no, this guy, he stutters a little bit, but he got the word out. All right. Should I tell my coworkers to move the cars?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm blessed. How are you today?
Good, thank you. I'm Sergeant Contreras with the California Patrol.
How's it going?
How you doing, sir?
You look familiar. I don't know
What's
why.
the problem today?
There's no problem. I don't have no problem.
Okay. Do you understand why you got pulled over?
No.
Okay, your plate doesn't come back to anything when we run it on our database.
That's not what he said. And he didn't run my plate.
What's that?
That's not what he said when he pulled me over.
No, what did he tell you?
He said he couldn't see my plate.
You couldn't see your plate? Okay.
And I just so you know, like I'm not just me answering questions. I'm not consenting to contract or no
totally understand that.
Like in that sense, yeah, like I just all I'm doing is protecting my rights and I have all the paperwork that I needed.
What's going on with the car? How come? What's the original place for the car?
Those are the plates I put on when I bought the car.
How long have you had this car for?
About since I bought it, like 3 years ago.
How long did you buy the vehicle?
Like 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
Well, I didn't buy the vehicle. I bought an automobile. I don't buy a vehicle.
What was that?
I bought an automobile, not a vehicle.
Got it. Where did you buy it at?
Privately.
Privately?
Yeah.
Do you have a DMV registration by any chance?
With
you?
I don't contract with.
What's that?
I don't wish to contract with.
You don't contract? What do you mean you contract?
Like I don't as my right is to free to contract. I don't contract with any government like DMVs.
I understand,
like,
but California law, you have to have registration that is valid for the vehicle. Okay?
That is the state of. That is not California law. That is state of California bylaws, statutes,
Right.
Which means if you are registered as a driver and your property is registered as a driver with that business, you must follow its laws. It's a trust. It's a trust bylaws.
That's a code.
What's that?
That's a code.
That's something that you have to take up with court.
I have already. I've done this. I've done this multiple times already. You guys paid me a lot of money actually. It's only highway patrol, to be honest. That like any other police department does not pull me over. It's only highway patrol. It's only highway patrol. I've done it with East LA. I've done it with
Like, we got a lot of.
and I don't.
We don't want to waste your time. We don't want to waste our time. We have plenty of officers right now that we could do something better.
I understand. And to be honest, like all honesty, like you will understand by my intellect and the way that I know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to disrespect you guys. I'm doing this. All I'm doing is doing my duty to protect my rights. You know, and I understand you guys have codes and you guys have your contracts as good, but you guys also swore an oath to protect our constitutional right, which includes our free right to travel and not feel assaulted by getting pulled over with men with guns. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, when you're not responding to officer questions, and then
I responded. I responded.
Okay.
I responded to you like.
We just want to make sure everything's good with your vehicle, your license valid, and then.
It is.
You have a license with you?
I don't answer questions, but.
Well, you have to have when you're driving a motor vehicle.
I'm not driving a motor vehicle. I'm traveling because if you look back, I have the definitions right here. I have the definitions because we can't come to an agreement if our definitions are off. You know what I mean? Like there's no way we could come to an understanding. And like I have the definitions for the Black's Law for the DMV, and I'm not participating in commerce. Like
I understand that, but what you're telling me, it conflicts our laws. Okay?
Yeah, but your laws conflict my rights, which supersede your laws.
And that's what the court is for. If we don't agree with what we're doing.
That's fine. You could give me a ticket and
Well, do you have license with you?
I don't.
Any ID? Any form of ID?
You could give me. I'll give you my name.
Okay, that's fine.
But like I'm not. I don't wish. I'm not contracting with you guys. I'm not signing no ticket. Well, and I have 48 hours to resend it. I'm just gonna sign. I'm gonna sign it with a red mark. I'm gonna autograph it actually.
Just however you sign.
I'm gonna autograph it.
What happens if you don't sign it?
I'm gonna autograph it.
Okay, however you do it.
And then I'm gonna refuse it with a red marker. I'm gonna refuse it and I'm gonna give it back to you.
That's fine.
So you know that's like.
I was preparing to talk to you and get your information.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna give you my name and.
So what's your name?
Hold on, let me make this. First of all, I'm not wishing a contract with you guys. I'm just doing this solely.
You're not making a contract.
So I'm just I technically, if you guys give me a ticket, that's a contract.
No, that's just an admission to promise to appear in court without admitting it.
That's literally a contract. Like, that's the definition. A contract is basically a promise to perform in so many words. That's what a contract is. They literally just said, we're not giving you a contract. We're just giving you a contract. What the?
Yes, but so the definition of promise is basically saying that I promise to appear, right. Which as a man, I can't appear just like I can't disappear. The only thing that could appear is an entity.
Right.
And so that's why I don't wish the contract. That's why what you need is you want my ID, which at the end of the day, like as a man, I know who I am, right. and I don't need an ID as something else because I'm not that. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like I'm very understanding of who I am and I'm very righteous. I'm very honest. I'm very.
I want this.
And I
want this to go smooth for you, smooth for us, smooth for him. That way, you go your way, we're going away. Like I said, obviously we're gonna have a disagreement, so let's agree to disagree. How about that?
But you're still gonna contract with me, though.
No, our ticket is just saying that you're gonna show up to court. You're gonna challenge whatever he's gonna write. Are you gonna write him a ticket?
Right now, as far as IDing you, I do need to ID you, so I haven't decided anything.
So he might not even give you a ticket.
So what is ID? Then why do you need to ID me if you don't?
So I need to ID you because I do not know who you are. And you're driving a vehicle in violation of the California law.
But
so like I said,
California code, which is way different, and it's a bylaw. It's a bylaw. So it's you guys are making
views are going to be a lot different than ours, and that's what court's for. I understand that.
Well, not views. These are facts. Like you guys are giving me your views, and I have all the facts to back it up. So at the end of the day, like you guys you pulled me over, and I'm prepared, and it's your job, and you're not showing me anything that disapproving what I'm saying.
We're gonna agree to disagree. I understand what you're telling us, but we don't agree with it. Okay, because we're trained a certain way, and our training is for us to identify who you are.
Can you fill out that paper I gave you first, and then that way I could. You guys fill out that paper, and then.
Apparently, he did give him a fee schedule first because he told him to fill it out.
And I'll do my.
Don't move that way, sir. We're not gonna fill out no papers.
Well, why do I have to fill out? Why?
This is a legal stop right here. You've been.
It's not a lawful stop though.
Yes, it is.
It's not a lawful.
Yes.
It's not lawful.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you don't agree with
it, do you know the difference between legal and lawful?
He had probably cause to pull you over, which was the plates.
Legally, but not lawfully.
What's your definition of lawfully?
Call sheriff over here and you'll see. Like at the end of the day, like a sheriff will tell you what legal and lawful is. The definition for legal is an entity. Is basically it's common. It's a maritime law basically, and it's codes and regulations. Lawful is common law. If I did not harm anybody and I didn't commit any harm to anybody's person or property, I did not commit a crime. There's no crime has been committed.
It's an infraction.
Yes, exactly. But
there's 3 different kinds of California: infraction, misdemeanor, felony.
But infraction, those are contract laws. Those are just money making. Those are just for making money.
We make no money off this ticket.
Yeah, you do.
No, we don't.
I know you do. I've done the research. You might not personally, but you're.
I don't make. He doesn't make no money.
I know, but you guys get paid. You guys get paid by. But all you guys do is make money though. At the end of the day, like all you guys do, it's not like you guys are like you guys are just making money like doing infractions that are not really hurting anybody. So I understand. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I'm just.
You're not being rude.
I honestly don't see a crime has to be committed for me to identify myself.
The thing is, in our eyes, in our law, how we're trained, an infraction is a crime.
Okay, but the definition of what? Let me get give me your definition of a crime. Then let me see your definitions, because like at the end of the day, I'm gonna call the sheriffs then and have them come over here, because I feel threatened right now, because there's people surrounding me with weapons saying
nobody has their weapons out, nothing like that.
No, but at the end of the day, you guys are. I'm enclosed. It's only me in the car, and you guys are trying to get my name to run it in the system. Like I don't even want it in the system any more than you guys already put it in there. You know what I mean?
Well, it's in the system. It doesn't matter how many times you put it in the system. It's already there.
Yeah, but
this is called coercion. He clearly told him he doesn't want a contract with them, and they're not trying to hear it. They're trying to force him to contract. This is coercion, literally.
Doesn't need to be there. Not for when I was just like, he was put over to the side. I wasn't speeding. I was just driving back. I mean, I was traveling back to see how it goes, and then he just pulls right behind me, pulls me over. He says he couldn't see my plate, which it's perfectly shown right there.
He didn't express himself correctly. The plate, when he ran it through our DMV system, it comes back to nothing.
He pulled me over right. He didn't try to run it.
I couldn't see the plate, and then when we ran it on the MDC, it didn't come back to me.
So he pulled me over first before he ran it. He pulled me over.
I'll tell you what. I'll try here won't write you a ticket, okay? But we do need to identify yourself, because we have to know who you are.
Why do you have to know who I am if I didn't commit a crime?
You're driving a motor vehicle.
I'm not driving a motor vehicle.
Traveling, okay?
I'm traveling in my.
He's literally saying that he needs to know who he is because he's traveling. He isn't even aware of the right to travel. This is the problem that a lot of people are dealing with. This is why I tell y'all need to make sure y'all send them notices to the sheriff and these notices to the chief of police, because they're not educating their officers. You got to put the heads on point in order for the bottoms to be in line with what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
In my automobile, right? So why do I have to identify if I'm traveling? If you admit that I'm traveling and I have a free right to do that, then why are you guys pulling me over then? Because I'm in my right. I'm doing everything that I'm rightfully here allowed to do. So, and you just said it. So why do I need to identify myself? Like that doesn't commute to me.
You also conducted an enforcement stop on your person, your vehicle. So right now you're being detained.
I'm not a person though. I'm not a person.
For us to let you.
There you go. He's rebutting the assumptions. He said, "I'm not a person."
Free, be on your way. We have to know who you are. If we don't know, if you don't give us your name or anything like that, then
what you're gonna? I didn't do anything wrong. So then what? Like you're gonna arrest me for not giving you? That's a secondary charge. What are you arresting me for? To give me a secondary charge?
See, we don't need to go that route.
Well, I don't mind going for defending my stuff. Like I will take it. I will take it as far, just like I take it with them. I'm sure
you got better things to do.
I do.
We have better things to do as well.
But I
like you got better things to do, but you're harassing this man for exercising his right to travel. It's like an ego thing.
I would think so. So I don't know why we're still talking. I don't know why he's just like, okay, go ahead. I have a right to privacy though. I have a right to my privacy. That's a given right that I have. And to feel like I have to give it out, like so you get my address, let me get all your driver's licenses, and you know what I mean? Like let's
That's a great point. Like, yo, why do I gotta give you a drive? Let me get your driver's license. Let me know where you live. I want to know where you live at. Like you operating behind, you know what I mean, the badge and shit like that. But right now he's not engaging in commerce, so they don't even have jurisdiction. So if that's the case, let me get your address. You know what I mean? But that was the issue. I'm not giving you my address.
You guys wouldn't want to give me your driver's license, so why should I give it to you? If I feel that you guys are committing the crime right now, why can't I get your driver's license?
This wasn't happen.
It doesn't matter what's gonna happen. I'm gonna call the sheriffs right now. That's what's gonna happen.
The sheriffs, it doesn't matter if they come or not.
Okay? It does matter because they're gonna.
We don't want to tow your car because technically we could tow the car if you get arrested. Okay, when you go to jail,
you can't. Well, you could. I wouldn't do that.
What's that?
I wouldn't do that because you have no jurisdiction over my car.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can prove it
What's that?
I could prove that too, but I don't want. We don't have to go that route. I just don't.
We don't have to go that route.
I just don't feel comfortable. I'm already giving you guys more than I normally do. I normally don't give nothing. I normally don't even talk to you guys.
Well, see, that's the point. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. Like I said, if you give us information that we need, then you'll be on your way. All we need is your name, your date of birth.
Why? Why?
Because we got to know who you are.
My name is Chris.
Okay.
My date of birth is.
Is it Christopher or Chris?
It's Chris. I just go by Chris. I don't know. That's my lawful name. That's what I go by. It's Chris. And
okay. What's your last name, Chris?
I'm not. I don't want to answer that question. I'll identify me. I'm giving you my name.
All right.
I'm giving you more identification than you guys have given me, to be honest. Like straight up. Like you guys haven't given me nothing. Like you guys actually are supposed to give me 3 forms of ID. And none of you guys have identified you guys self. None of you guys told me.
Sergeant Contreras with the CH.
What's your badge number?
19604.
And who's everybody else here?
Officer Perrin, Officer Eason, Officer Gentle.
Oh, there's more.
Officer Quintero.
You really need that many people to
That's what I'm saying. Like we're wasting a lot of resources right now for nothing.
It happens all the time with that, but that's for nothing. Exactly. Like I'm not a criminal. If I was, like, why would I be doing? Like, it's just I'm just protecting my rights as I am. It's my duty. This is my duty. Like this is my duty to protect my rights. And I understand you have a job, but you also have a job to protect the Constitution. That's your oath. And then you swore the oath. So that supersedes your codes and your statutes, actually. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm saying that at the end of the day, I'm protecting those. I'm protecting my rights. They're my rights. I'm protecting them. As simple as that.
Are you gonna give us your name, Chris?
I gave my name, Chris.
Yeah, but your full name. That way you get out of here. We get out of here.
I don't want. You give me my name. I'll give you Chris. You can write the ticket. I'm not gonna accept it anyways. I'm gonna have a right. I have 48 hours to refuse it because you guys are a corporation at the end of the day. So
Like the officer said, he might never give you a ticket.
Then why don't you just let me go?
Because we have to have your full name.
Why do you have to have my full name if I didn't commit a crime?
Your infractions is considered a crime with us. Like I said, in the court system, there's 3: infraction, misdemeanor, and felony. Yes, you have not committed a felony or misdemeanor, but you're.
What court system are you talking about? Article 1 court system? That kangaroo court?
California.
No, it's not the Superior Court. I have the Superior Court documents right here that says that. That's Article 1 court. There's 3 courts. And then I don't even show up to those courts because they're kangaroo courts. I just gotta send them.
That's your right. If you don't want to show up, it's up to you. But
I'm not gonna show up. But
we have to get the information that we're requesting.
You don't have to do it because it's against my rights, and
I understand.
You're violating my rights.
We're going to agree to disagree.
Well, so you're agreeing that you're violating my rights, but you disagree because you're doing your job?
I'm saying that you have a whole different views than what we have. Your views and my views are totally different.
But it's not about views, though. You have a duty to.
Okay, your understanding of the law, I should say.
Yeah, but your job is not to understand the law; it's to enforce it, not to have your own perspective of it.
In California, it's illegal.
Your bylaws in California or the state of California.
State of California.
Yes, but not California because California is way different. So you're talking about the state of California, which is not the same thing as California, the state. Just like Chris, the father, is not the same thing as father of Chris. So at the end of the day, you're saying California, but do you mean like you're talking about the state of California, right? Yeah. The entity. So I'm not affiliated with the state of California. I don't contract with them. There's no reason why I want to contract with them, and I choose not to contract with them. So like at the end of the day, you're trying to contract with me, and I'm refusing to contract with you. So that's why you want my entity, because you need my entity to contract. I don't want to give it to you because I don't want to contract. I refuse to contract with you guys. I have no contract with you guys, and that's just what it is.
I want this to end on a peaceful, positive encounter. Okay.
I really feel like you guys are.
Could you just give us your last name, your birthday?
I don't want to contract with you guys.
We're not contracting.
That's contracting. Do you understand? I understand. Maybe it's agreeing to disagree. That you're with all due respect, that your ignorance of what you're saying, because at the end of the day, like if I give you my entity and you write a ticket, that's contracting. Anything you write, that's a contract. Anything that I have to sign, that's a contract. If I give you an ID, that's a contract. If there's a little contract that has my name, it's contract. Everything, all that's contract. So I understand that. I've been through this many of times, and I'm trying to protect, as I always do, as I've done the work, as I've done I'm getting my passport. That way you guys, my state national. There you go. And then I'm not a U.S. citizen, not a state, I'm not a state citizen. I'm a state national at the end of the day. Yeah. So I go by the laws of the land, and the laws that you're going by, you're trying to contract with me into them, and I don't want to contract into them. I don't want to play by them. They're commercial code laws, and I'm not doing anything in commercial right now. So where is the disconnect here? Like I don't understand. Like why are you trying to get?
I told you we have to whenever in California, state of California, like I said, you're
I'm not in the state of California.
Registration for the vehicle that was lawfully driven on the roads.
Not lawfully, legally.
Legally driven on the roads, however you want to say it.
Well, not however. These words mean a lot. That's why you guys say like it does, but those words are very specific for a reason. They're very specific, and as you know, like they are, because you go to court, and lawfully and legally mean two different definitions.
You say you've been to court before, you win every time, right? So they pay you a lot of money.
They have when they violate my rights, then you're free to do it if that's what you're gonna do. Like I'm not.
Trust me.
Like I'm not. At the end of the day, I'm not worried, but like I'm not gonna voluntary contract just so I could go fight. I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. Like I don't need money. I don't do this for money. I do this for me, for my rights. The money is irrelevant, you know. Like I don't value money at the end of the day. Like I value my peace, my privacy, my morals, and with the God-given fucking things that I know at the end of the day. So I'm not trying to be difficult with you. I'm not trying to waste your time. But
they literally spent so far 21 minutes, and they got all these police officers standing around one man exercising his constitutionally protected right to travel.
Right.
21 minutes. There's literally somebody getting slapped on top of the head with a jackhammer right now. And they're harassing this guy for literally no reason. It's a tug of war game.
You guys are wasting your own time. Don't blame me for wasting your time, because at the end of the day, there's no reason to have all these people. Me and you could have the conversation, but you guys brought the whole... I would request the body cam footage from him. They're over there deliberating.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you understand the original reason I pulled you over? Because I couldn't see the plate when I ran it.
So with all due respect, like I do, and the reason I do this now, I'll be completely honest. The reason I know so much about this, the reason is solely because of Highway Patrol. Okay. Because East LA, what they did was totally pulled me out of my car, and that's before I even did any of this. Okay. When I was, so whenever Highway Patrol pulls me over, I feel I get it's traumatizing. Okay. You know what I mean? Like when they forcefully pull me out and then do things like that, like and then I went to court and nothing went through, and now it's like I paid all this money and I had to I'm just still going through it, you know. So I want you to understand that that's why I'm protective.
So of course the issue we have is, so from my standpoint, like I don't know who you are or anything. That's all I see is I can't see the plate when I get up to it. Then I run it and it doesn't come back to anything. And then coming up to the car, I don't know who you are. I'm not judgment. I just need to be able to...
Yo, but that's the thing. You don't need to know who he is. Why do you need? You can't just go up to people and ask them for identification. The man said he was traveling. That's the end of the story. Anything beyond that, Now you crossing the fee schedule.
The ID you when I come up, from my standpoint, because I don't know who you are, and then trying to see when I just ask for an ID.
With all due respect, I don't know who anybody is ever. Like what gives somebody the authority besides the perception of hey, you have a right to know who I am because I'm I'm honoring my right. You know what I mean? Like I get what you're saying. I totally I'm understandable of your understanding of it, but I hope you could. Like I know there's not many people like me. I get it, and I respect that, but
It's just from our standpoint, I have to be able to identify you and hear me out. I'm not going to write you a ticket or anything. I just want you to hear me out. When I come up to a vehicle and I see all that, I'm not able to identify. You know what I mean? And so when I come up here and then I can't see, you hand me a paper, I can't see anything from an officer safety issue. Like the tint, I can't even see in the vehicle. You know what I mean? So you have the advantage. I can't see all.
That's because it's private. It's not registered. You don't need to see inside the automobile. It's not a vehicle. It's an automobile at that point. Dude, the police, they just need to be trained better, man. They're not trained properly, and they end up stepping in shit when they violate people's rights. You know what I mean? They get claims put on their bonds and lose their damn jobs and shit like that. And then they don't back them when they do. That's the sad thing about it. When they get, you know what I mean, a claim put on their bond for violating their rights for not knowing what was going on, they can't be eligible to be police officers anymore. They don't back them. It's dirty. They use them like throwaways, man.
All I need is to be able to ID you. I haven't made a choice to give you a ticket or anything. I'm not going to give you a ticket, but just hear me out. Do you understand from that I'm not able to see anything, what's going on in the vehicle. All I need to see, I observed a violation according to my.
Yeah, but you pulled, because you make it sound like you. I care for your safety. That's why I didn't pull over on the side of the freeway.
Got it.
Because so when you're like pull over on the side, I'm like, no, I'm going off the, because every time that happens,
Got it.
What happens is, well, we're on the freeway. It's like, well, you told me to pull over here, So now I know.
Did you hear me on the loudspeaker? Just take the exit.
Yeah. Oh, at the end I heard you take the exit, and that's what I was going to do. Regardless, that was what I was doing anyways. Because I learned I just want to be in a safe area for you, for me, and then at the end of the day, so that way you understand. Like I understand your safety, and I'm not. Like, and nothing I'm doing is in trying to make you feel unsafe. And at the end of the day, like I'm protecting my safety because I think from my perspective, cops pulling me over. Right. I had prior issues. Well, not, and I'm not. There's my record is clean. There's nothing on my record. So like I'm not worried about that. There's nothing. But at the end of the day, like after that happened. After gaining the knowledge and the truth and so it's hard for me to go against the truth, you know what I mean, or what I know is the truth, I understand you guys you're subjected to your thoughts, and I completely that's why I try to like articulate it and not be like a dick and just be like, no, I don't want to talk to you.
I appreciate it. So you don't have any ID or anything on?
I don't care. I don't even carry any of that.
First name's Chris, last name?
I don't wish to share that, to be honest. I don't wish to share it. Like at the end of the day.
All right, Chris. So here's how we're gonna do it. I appreciate your complaints so far. The problem is I'm not able to ID you. I'm not gonna write you a ticket. Just understand going forward, you have to carry some kind of ID on you when you do get detained.
No, but you don't have to carry any identification on you if you haven't gotten anything to be. That's an unlawful detainment at that point. You don't have to have an ID for unlawful detainment. What the hell is he talking about?
You're on a public road, which you were on the freeway. Understand?
No, I comprehend it. I'll comprehend it, but I don't understand it.
That's what I like to say. They try to hit you with the understand joint to try to trick you and shit. Nah, comprehend. I comprehend what you're saying.
But I do comprehend what you're saying. So, and like he said, I'll agree to disagree, because at the end of the day, from my understanding of the Supreme Court ruling is that the public highways are free to travel, and there's several. I have several. I guess I can read you all several of these little Supreme Court rulings, So, but I do comprehend what you're saying, and I have great due respect, and I'll process it, and then like I always do with everything.
Got it.
I'm working, and just so you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. So I'm working on getting my passport.
Okay.
Once I get my the passport, but I filed all the paperwork.
Got it.
So once I get the proper passport coming in, then I don't mind giving it to you, because then you guys can just scan it and you pull it up on your thing. So
gotcha.
I'm in the works. I'm in the works. I'm not contracting with them anymore. So I don't have it. So but I'm in the works again. I'm in the process of it right now.
Okay. I appreciate it, Chris. Just one moment, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
So, Chris, you're gonna be good to go. We're gonna leave. Like I say, I explained the reason.
Can I shake your hand?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you
Sure.
for holding your oath and actually being a reasonable and
Sure.
and logical
We hear you.
like I appreciate
So
that.
just, and then so we're gonna leave. Just go on your way from there, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
Chris. Take
Okay.
care. Bye-bye.
All right, so my man was able to get out of there without getting a ticket. He did get hassled. They gave him a bunch of shit. Sometimes it's like that. But he did everything right. He didn't have no license. I don't know if he gave the notices out, but he gave them a notice when they approached him. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Yeah.
he seemed to know what he was doing. He said he was waiting for his passport too, so he was already getting busy without the passport. So he was
Yeah.
doing his thing.
The notices are important. The notices probably would have cut out a lot of the time that he was sitting there.
Yeah.
And yeah, notice not just to the local police departments, but a highway patrol anywhere that, and if you're gonna go outside, go a certain distance, shoot them one a few days ahead. Just put everybody on notice. Even if you give them, like I said, Victor, what's your Victor of the Von Doom family?
Yeah.
What's your Victor of the Von Doom family? I gave you what the facts are. Contact dispatch. She got a notice. Her name is, and you keep all that information right there in your vehicle. Looks like he had a lot of his stuff, but a lot of time I don't see any videos where anyone's asking them, "Can I have a business card?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Get that business card, guys. Get that business card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got that badge number on there. Usually their name, full name. Not the full name. It'll have the first name abbreviated.
Yeah, but they should have enough information. At least you who you made contact with, and if they force you to contract, just make sure that you control the direction the contract is going.
Yeah.
Make sure you sign that ticket proper, and that's it. Like you said, you got the fee schedule. Yeah, I'll take the 3 days or whatever, or haul me down there. At the end of the day, let me go. It's still, you still gotta, pay for what you've done. And I think what we should do or could do is maybe give them business cards. Go out of our way. Hey, go to this website, check this out, educate yourself. Maybe you and Wolf need to, do an informational video for police officers. Okay, this is what the deal is. Okay, this is public notice for you. This video is for you, to all districts, to all highway patrol. We come to you non-belligerent, non-combatantly, for educational purposes only, educating you. And tell them this is this. When someone says they have a fee schedule, and this is not for anybody who is trying to break the law or get away with doing something. There's no such thing as an SC run around here. There's no such thing. FBI website, that's just propaganda and bull crap. And then once we've done that little bit, I don't think that's a big deal. Spend about an hour, 3 hours, not discussing, but just breaking it down for the police officers out there. And again, maybe put it, have a card, and everybody gets a card and just refers back to one of the websites. Say, hey, check this out. This is educational. And that way they take the card. They might throw it on the ground. They might tear it up. They might snatch out the window. But you've done what you could. You've extended yourself. You've shown we are trying to help you, and in turn directly help ourselves and everybody else out there. Nobody's breaking the law. He's traveling to wherever he's traveling to. That's like me saying, I need like when I'm in a grocery store, they have a first name badge, but do I really need that badge? Is that like, can I get your name? You know, I need to know where the Pop-Tarts are, you know, because I want to poison myself. I need to know your name. Yeah, just go aisle 3. No, I need your name.
Right.
I need your name. You know, and he might get livid, like, what? I got 5 for you, you know, but they're treating it like first of all, they don't know. They're ignorant.
Poor education because like I said, they're trained to keep the machine going, man. They ain't really trained to know, you know what I mean, the difference of
Right.
anything significant.
Right.
There's a few of them who do, usually the higher ranking ones do. But
yeah,
you know, usually when you get a situation like that, it's usually the lower ranking officers.
and it was an officer that told me last week? Yeah, at my gym, you know, he was telling me about, you know, he had just gotten a new job in this area, yada yada yada, and I told him about my experiences, and yeah, he was saying no. He said, because I told him, I said, every time I ask for a business card, they're like, I don't have them, or what do you need it for? You know, I've only gotten, out of all the experiences I've had with officers, I've only got 2 times where they gave me a business card. 2 times.
Yeah, and it's usually when they're not doing something wrong.
Right. And I told him that, and he said, he snickered, and he was like, no, we carry our business cards. And if they tell you that they're out of them, that's a lie. Because he said there's not enough people out there asking for a business card when you get pulled over. You're not thinking that. You just want to get out of there, or you're in trouble, so you want to run. You're not thinking about, let me get your business card, let me get your ID. You know, you're not thinking that way. So he said, no, that's crap. He said all of them have their business card, and next time I see you, you're gonna get mine. Okay. He said, no, they're supposed to give you that card.
Yep. There you have it. Well, look, we had a great show today, man. We creeping up on 3:30, and I gotta get some rest. I'm tired. Man, some great stuff today. Y'all got Von Doom dropping heat on you. I came with some facts. Hope y'all learned a lot. Please apply the information that you've learned accordingly with how you move around and try to make your life a little bit better. You know, get out there and keep reading, studying, and doing everything you need to do to make yourself a better national and leave the world in a better place than you found it. So I'm gonna get the floor to Victor Von Doom in the meantime.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. I love being here. Like you said, carry yourself accordingly. You know, if you're in the process of, you know, getting your status changed, again, you're doing a walk in and a walk out in a sort of way. You know, you're walking into another life.
Yeah.
A whole new existence. And it's a different feeling altogether. Those of you who have done it, well, you already know. So with that being said, peace and love to all of you. Thank you, Brother A6. And until next time.
Yes, indeed. And you already know what time it is, what rhyme it is. I'm A6, the Foreign National Born Natural. We will be live and direct next Sunday. We'll hit you guys with a few videos in between. I try to stay on top of it. Again, my time is crazy right now, so please be patient with me and work with me as much as possible. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.
Peace.